first down. Busy through the air in the first half, and he gets things going here with a touchdown. Plenty of room for Albert. A beautiful cut into the end zone. Hernandez around the corner. Beautiful cut, first down and more from Reyes. Right side, find the edge, find the sideline. And here's that second gear. Hand off near side, Sanchez, foot race. And he's going to go untouched into the end zone for a touchdown. This time he's got a first down and more. In Pinkerton territory down the far sideline. Snap taking, pitch left side. Rock trying to navigate, breaks a tackle. Clemens back to the air. Deep down the near sideline, he's got a man. Harris Lopez, can he find room to the pylon? Yes, sir. Slant pass, touchdown, Souhegan. Far sideline, Londonderry's going to score a touchdown.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Exeter. Nick Anastas, Steve Bills with you, getting set for the 2021 NHIAA Division I Football Championship between the Londonderry Lancers and the Winnacunnet Warriors. Fans from both teams are here, are jacked up, and are ready to go as the Warriors look to run the table and finish 12-0, hoping to capture their second Division I championship in 5 seasons. Londonderry, just one blemish on the record during the regular season, a semifinal victory over a red-hot Salem team. They arrive looking for their second championship in the last 3 seasons. Something's got to give as these two well-coached and very explosive football teams meet here at Bill Ball Stadium this afternoon.
Nick, these are two solid defenses that are coming to war in this game today. The crowds, as we drove into the stadium, were already here really early, and the place is about 3/4 packed right now. And remember, we're at Exeter with serious volume of the stadium. The interest in this game across the state is very, very high because so many people have watched what these two teams were able to accomplish here, Nick, on all 3 phases of the game. The fact that the NHIAA has set up this situation where they've never played one another adds to the drama as well. And I know you and so many people that have watched these two teams just can't wait for this game to get started. I expect a defensive battle that is as good as we're probably going to have seen all year.
Both of these teams really atop the power pole, so to speak,
yes,
all season long. Of course, Winnacunnet undefeated, 9-0 during the regular season, quarterfinal wins over Goffstown and Exeter. And of course, Londonderry, they were unbeaten through the first 7 weeks of the season before falling to Salem on the road in week number 8. Wound up 8-1 in the regular season and got their revenge in the semifinals last weekend. So both of these teams turned out the fan bases, and the weather has cooperated as well. Temperature just under 50 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. The sun is out, and we're getting set for what should be a classic here between two very well-coached football teams. We know about Jimmy Lozon now in his 8th season as the Londonderry head coach, still in his young 30s. I think he's 33 or 34. On the other side, Coach Frank Gore, not too much older either. The 41-year head coach spent nearly 2 decades as an assistant under Steve Offon before taking the reins a couple of years back. So both of these coaches really hoping to get over the finish line here this afternoon.
Yeah, these are two outstanding coaches. The fact that they're here, no one should underestimate how much the players do in the field every day and in practice during the week of these two teams, but how much effort and the ability of them to put together the 2 game plans that they put together last week against 2 outstanding football teams, that being Londonderry taking on Salem, and of course the Exeter Bluehawks, where at the stadium we're at today. They were in Winnacunnet last week, and what a game plan and what a game that was to overcome an outstanding Blue Hawk team as well, Nick. When you look at the quality of these teams, defense certainly stands out with both of them, but both offenses get it done as well, and their time of possession against the majority opponents is usually above 60-65%. They can actually put a lot of scores on both of these teams, but as we were talking before, probably going to be a low-scoring game given these two Ds.
Well, there's Londonderry holding the no bad days, forever a Lancer, J2N. That, of course, is a tribute to former football captain Jacob Nars, who passed away tragically back in February. Team taking the field. They've honored his memory all season long. And Riley Bowles, perhaps the emotional leader on this squad, the senior, waving that flag proudly in front of the Londonderry fans. They have made the journey. About a half hour or so's ride. They brought the band with them, of course. In the student section, they've dubbed themselves the 2022 Swamp. And now it's Winnacunnet's turn to take the field. That's the wide receiver, Dominic Gould, one of the seniors leading the charge, holding the white Winnacunnet Warrior flag. The near section here at Bill Ball Stadium is packed with the Warrior faithful. Their band is here. Their student section is dipped out in black from head to toe.
Well, one of the things, Nick, that you've got is some emotional leaders on these teams. Start out with Londonderry, number 6, Riley Bowles, carrying that flag all year long. He is an emotional leader on this field, and he makes big defensive plays. We'll talk about him a little later. And, when you look at Kyle Tilley, also in a quieter fashion, but he is an emotional leader of this team, along with McCann. These guys together on offense make it happen, and on defense. Their linebacker core on Winnacunnet, Nick, kind of as a unit, is the emotional enforcers that are out there on defense that get this team all cranked up. And then, of course, they've got Ryan Francoeur on the sidelines as well. Jimmy Lozon on the other. Both of these coaches are very close to their football teams, and it's not just the quarterbacks. Both teams look to their coaches for that emotional support and to be able to keep the throttle at the right level to deliver a win for both of these teams today.
Well, the Here We Go Warriors chat has already begun here as the aluminum stands here shaking under the stomping feet of the Winnacunnet faithful. It should be a wild ride here this afternoon.
Yeah.
When you consider the rabid fan bases from both temes.
Yeah,
really laying it out all on the line here so far. A lot of homemade signs, a lot of pageantry in general.
One of the things also, Nick, that you were talking about laying it on the line, both of these teams know how to hit clean, but they know how to bring it. I expect the hitting today to be really intense in order to impose will on the other team. There's going to be an effort and a battle within the game to establish that, to gain emotional high ground, to try to get their team to get in the end zone first.
Well, both of these teams officially being introduced to this gathering crowd. A few thousand already on hand. Still a lot of folks streaming in from the parking lot as well.
Oh, I would expect by the end of the first quarter this place to be jammed completely.
Yeah, they're running out of seating room right now.
And the parking lots are full.
Yep.
Beautiful.
All right, we're going
day,
to get the national anthem here in a moment from both of these accomplished bands. We know about Londonderry. We know about Winnacunnet as well. Two of the better bands, frankly, statewide, I believe, are going to collaborate for the national anthem here momentarily.
So exciting, Nick, to see these elements of bands growing, football teams growing, the participation of our youth in sports. It's almost a post-COVID-19 thing as we get ready.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Are you ready to make your house your dream home? Then it's time to contact Ulster Property Services at ulsterpropertyservices.com. Ulster offers commercial and residential landscaping and hardscaping services and is now booking for fall cleanups, snow services, and interior home renovation projects. They fix it, clean it, and trim it so you don't have to. Ulster Property Services, serving southern New Hampshire since 2012. Visit ulsterpropertyservices.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is?
No, what?
We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad. Good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Well, there it is. A job well done. That was the Winnacunnet Marching Band setting the tone here for the Games Championship afternoon. The national anthem now in the book. The coin toss lies ahead. Nick and Asta, Steve Beals with you from Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction today with the NFH Network. Steve, let's get the keys. Winnacunnet and Londonderry, two very good teams squaring off here. What needs to go right for both of them?
And what you just said, Nick, made it so difficult to give keys because they're so evenly matched.
Right.
It's hard to look at where they may have an advantage, but I'll do my best here. For Winnacunnet, we'll start with them first. Get Tilly, Bateman, and Elkier into the running game to allow McCann match-up opportunities. So important for that to happen, to force an opportunity for him to do his thing. Second, Tilly again, quarterback Kyle Tilly needs to sell fakes hard and right all the way to the whistle and throw it away. So important for quarterback to throw it away if receivers are covered. Dedicate a spy on quarterback Drew on the defensive side of the ball on Drew Heenan for 4 solid quarters. Otherwise, this could be a good outcome for Londonderry. Number 4 for Winnacunnet. Watched it all year. Coach Francoeur needs to continue to be the 12th man on the field to manage the emotional highs and lows of the game. We've watched him, Nick, on every game. We've seen him on others. He does a great job of that. On the Londonderry side, must keep winning special team game within game the big time today. They have to win that special teams battle, especially when you're into close level competition like these two teams are. Second, get Heenan outside the pocket to create as many pass and run opportunities as possible. If they can do that and accomplish that, they give themselves a great opportunity for him to be at his best. Coach Lozon should use change of plays on the fly strategy. We've seen it for years on end. He's got to manage this team down the field, Nick, with his quarterback, Drew Heenan, on the field as the man that carries everything out according to which Coach Lozon wants. And then last, Riley Bowles simply needs to be Riley Bowles as he is on D every game on the field today. What a leader he has been.
Yeah, he's been a fun player to watch the last few seasons. One of the more veterans, one of the more experienced veterans for Coach Lozon. Really makes an impact on all three phases. All right, Londonderry won the toss and decided to defer to the second half, so the Warriors are going to bring their receiving team out onto the field, and Winnacunnet should have a chance to strike first here as we get set for the first of 12 quarters here in Exeter. A solid, and I mean solid crowd, as we talked about, continuing to file in. Weather is gorgeous. Two teams that seemingly were destined to match up this afternoon all season long. A lot of preseason buzz. And, of course, they both were unbeaten through 7 weeks until Londonderry fell against Salem in week number 8. So the Lancers now 10-1 after beating Salem in the semifinals last weekend. Winnacunnet still unblemished at 11-0. The dangerous Dominic Gould is back deep to receive. Toes at the 5-yard line. Turf field here, Bill Ball Stadium, of course, named after longtime Exeter athletic director and head football coach. Londonderry in their road white uniforms, white jerseys, white pants, blue helmets with the red trim, blue lettering. Winnacunnet, they'll go right to left in this first quarter in their home blues, white helmets and white lettering. The kicker is Dylan Risley. It's a squib down the middle, takes 2 hops, handled here by Bateman. And Owen Bateman, the senior, is going to work across the 35, but a flag on the play is going to halt things here just seconds into the contest. 6 seconds in, our first penalty.
That didn't take long, huh?
Paul Page is our referee this afternoon, one of the more experienced officials statewide, and he says hold there against Winnacunnet. So that's going to back the Warriors up for their opening drive as we get set to take a look for the first time at Kyle Tilley. 6'2", 210, 2-year starter, the senior, who's a dual threat, Steve. We know he can run and he can throw, and really is the control master of this Veer offense under head coach Ryan Francoeur.
Yeah, and watch the Frederick brothers up front on the right side, Nick. They have been able to impose their will on the defensive lines of so many programs this year. They're going to need to do that, step up and do that today if they've got an opportunity to run the ball.
Well, tight end is flexed out wide here, slot right. 3 receivers set to open up against the 4-man front. Tilley now going to back off, take a look around, and may have changed the play. 1st and 10 coming from their own 26-yard line. They go to McCann, and Tucker, who ran for nearly 1,000 yards during the regular season, is swallowed up very close to the line of scrimmage. Only a gain of 1 to the right side as Londonderry swarms to the ball.
Both these teams are poised very well, Nick, to make calls on the fly. They're very sophisticated in how they run it, even though they run the veer. Coach Francoeur with Tilley is not afraid himself to change up plays and allow him to call them as he's seen.
All right, again, Winnacunnet going to spread it out, tight end right side. Movement along the front line. The give is up the middle. And McCann going to power his way up to nearly the 33-yard line. Thought there may have been a flag there, but the officials say play on. So 3rd down and 3 after a 5-yard pickup there by McCann.
Looks like they've run twice, Nick. I think it's hard to see from here behind that right guard. Londonderry's done a pretty good job of standing up to it so far.
Expect a lot of inside runs.
Without a doubt.
This afternoon.
Without a doubt.
All right, 3rd down and 3. Londonderry hoping to hold Winnacunnet to a 3-and-out. They are going to blitz up the middle with Bowles. McCann going to bounce it right side and pick up the 1st down. Still fighting along the sideline. They finally whistle him down at about the 38, and the Warrior fans love it.
Yeah, look to me like we'll get another look, Nick. Look at Fredericks. Blows it back. McCann actually could have turned upfield quicker, Nick, but he's so slippery when he runs. He looks like a wrestler to me. I don't know if he is, but the way he plays low to the ground, Nick, he's a hard guy to bring down. He's going to grab his 2 or 3 yards.
5'9", 175 of rock.
Yeah, absolute rock.
Up the middle there.
You got that right, Nick.
1st and 10, 5 linemen on the other side here for Londonderry. And off inside, and that's not much.
Nice stick by Riley Bowles there.
Number 6 in white, the first to meet him. Hayden Austin, his classmate, in the area as well. It goes for 3 at the 41-yard line. Sets up a 2nd down and 7 with now 2 minutes gone by first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they like to get 4 yards or more, Nick, on that. They got 3. But if they can this is how Winnacunnet wants to move the ball. They have a tremendous amount of confidence. I'm watching the interior line battle here. We'll see what happens.
2nd down and 7. Lancers showing blitz here. They'll bring an extra man. Throw into the flat is short and incomplete. Trying to find Gould there. It may have been tipped.
Never set his feet. Yeah.
Now 3rd down and 7 on the way.
Yeah, Kyle's got to set his feet there. Get that back foot on the ground and throw a pass. You don't want to ease it too much. You can throw the ball on a play like that as hard as you want, Nick, because you've got the receiver looking straight at you.
They have to go back to the air here.
Yes.
On 3rd and 7. Tilley under center. Gould slot to the left. Wide left here is Tate Goucher, the junior wide receiver. The pitch right side. First carry for Matt Alkire, and Alkire finds enough room for a first down. He's down into Lancer territory all the way to the 44-yard line. A big pickup there on 3rd and 7.
Watch the Frederick brothers here, 66 and 88. Completely cleans out that wide end. And when you give us any kind of room like that to Jack McCann, Nick, that's what's going to happen.
Tripped up by Grady Duran, the senior defensive back for Londonderry. So a couple 3rd down conversions here, 3 minutes in this opening drive for the Warriors. Now set to resume in Londonderry territory. At the 45-yard line, 1st and 10, right side run. First carry for Chris Capizzuto. A 5'10", 190-pound senior running back. Going to bruise his way down to about the 42-yard line. Hard running gets him 3 yards, 2nd and 7 on the way.
Yeah, that's a good 3 yards right there. It's going to be, that's what they're kind of looking towards, between 3.5 yards better, Nick, to your point there. That's what they want on 1st down. That opens up Coach Franco's opportunity to mix things up a little bit, puts a little more pressure on the defense.
2nd down and 6 officially. Again, Londonderry showing blitz from the outside edge. Tilley is ready, takes the snap. They go back to McCann right side. That whole snap shut at about the 40-yard line. Maybe 2 there. The linebacker, Nate Pedrick. He's really turned into kind of a ball hawk here.
Yeah, he has.
Throughout the postseason, the junior with a tackle there to hold McCann to just 2 yards. So 3rd and 4 on the way.
Yeah, look for a counter here, Nick. This is what a lot of times what they'll do is they'll keep on running to the right. They're getting the overflow, the over pursuit to the right side of the field. Let's see if they turn it back the other way.
Londonderry hoping for a 3rd down stop. Winnacunnet trying to go 3 for 3 on 3rd down. From the 40, toss right side. This time he's in trouble. That's Nico Zano, the senior, with his first carry, and that goes for no gain. It'll be 4th down and about 5 here on the way from the 40-yard line.
If you look here, you'll see the defense of Londonderry flood the zone with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. That might have been a good time to look back the other way, Nick. You could even fake it to Tilley and run back the other way, but they had some room there if they had taken advantage.
Pedrick got in the hole and got him below the knee for the tackle. And now a 4th down conversion attempt here from the Warriors, trying to sustain the opening drive. Tilley to the air, over the top, caught by Fredericks at the 20, and he slips down at the 15-yard line. A 4th down conversion grab by Zach Fredericks. The 5'11", 190-pound senior tight end, Steve, making a play and keeping the chains moving for Winnacunnet.
This is what happens, Nick, when you have a very well-disciplined quarterback who happens to be 6'1". The vision he got down the field there, because he had vision over that defensive line, and he hit a nice strike there. I think it would have been in the end zone, but Fredericks did a good job angling back and receiving that, making sure he had possession.
Yeah, made the off-balance grab and then slipped on the turf at the 15-yard line. So Winnacunnet will continue the drive. 1st and 10 for the Lancer 15. Up the middle, McCann broke the initial tackle attempt. Picked up a couple more before finally being brought down by the safety, Dylan Risley, at about the 12-yard line. A gain of 5 and a 2nd and 5 coming.
And 6:23 left. This will be under 6 minutes, Nick. A 6-minute drive all the way down the 10. More time to go. If they can score here, that is exactly how Winnacunnet wants to flow this game.
That was the recipe for the victory over Exeter. They controlled the ball for
without
over
a doubt
36 minutes.
Absolutely, Nick. Yeah,
and ultimately beat the Blue Hawks 21-14 out in Hampton. All right, second down and 5. Winnacunnet trying to get inside the 10-yard line. Again, movement up front. And a good run to the left side as Alkire's second carry will bring him down to the 7-yard line.
One of the keys to the game, Nick, we talked about was getting Alkire, getting the other running threats into the game, and that opens opportunities up for McCann because they have to honor both sides of the field and all the runners.
We've seen 4 different Warriors touch the football here.
That's key.
Out of the backfield on this opening drive. 3rd and 2 already. Coming up in the 5-minute mark, first quarter. They're going to keep it with the quarterback. Tilly trying to find room, and it's going to be close.
It's going to be really, really close. It looks from here like he's a little short.
Trying to push the pound to his right side. Pedrick again meets him, and they do indeed end up short. So 4th down and less than a yard.
So what do you do here? He's
coming
going
up from the 8-yard line.
He's going, Nick.
Warriors looking for another 4th down conversion, and their fans begin to pound the bleachers here at Bill Ball Stadium. Londonderry with 9 in the box. 4th down and 1. Tilly, right side of flag, flies.
I think there might have been movement, Nick.
McCann, as of now, has the first down. Make that Capizzuto, but again, there's a flag on the play.
It may have been defensive. It looked to me like in the neutral zone here. Number 52, it looked like from Londonderry was in the neutral zone.
That may have been the defensive end, Nate DeFazio, the senior, and indeed it was.
Yep, that's what it was, 52. It's so hard, Nick, when you're in that tight situation as a defensive lineman. It's not easy to be able to hold that line until the snap goes.
All right, so Winnacunnet continuing this opening drive. Now a 1st down and goal from inside the 4-yard line. Tilly going to keep it right side. Made one man miss. Second effort. Going to end up short. Tackled at about the 2-yard line.
That was a big miss right there, Nick. I don't mean against Londonderry. That was just a great job by Kyle to slip off of that. Watch him here. He slips off, and he's able to get away and then move that ball forward. And there's a psychological advantage. You didn't lose ground. Now you're second and what, Nick? About
second and goal from the 2.
Second and goal from the 2. Right.
Just outside the 2-yard line. Michael Sampson, the junior defensive lineman, with the tackle. All right, Winnacunnet going to keep it with Tilly. Again, the quarterback seeking the goal line. The officials are going to mark him short. Ball going to be spotted here where? At about the 1-yard line. Inside the 1-yard line, just outside the goal line.
My gosh, wow.
The nose of the football is right on the goal line. Maybe an inch to spare here, so 3rd and goal coming from an inch out.
Just bear in mind, there's 3 minutes and 21 and counting here, Nick, with the ball. Think about that. Going on 9 minutes with the football in the first quarter, but you haven't scored yet. This is a big emotional point in the game, even in the first quarter.
This drive began back at their own 30-yard line. Tilly, most likely a sneak coming. Let's see. The quarterback going to lean forward, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown. The Warriors are able to march 70 yards down the field and chew up over 9 minutes off this first quarter clock. They punched their ticket with a 1-yard touchdown run by the senior quarterback, Kyle Tilly, and the Warriors strike first here, 6-0.
Let's not forget that pass that Tilly got to Fredericks down the field at a key time, Nick. Those are one of those things you re-look at, you realize what a great job Tilly did with Frederick to connect with him when they needed it the most.
Extra point kick. Up and good. It's off the foot of Hayden Eaton, the lefty senior. Makes it 7-0 Winnacunnet. So the tone set there by the Warriors as they convert a number of 3rd and 4th downs, all on the ground, by the way. And again, it's Tilly from there. You see an inch out for the opening score.
Very good surge on the offensive line, Nick. That's what an offensive line of that caliber can do to a great defense in that which Londonderry has, no doubt about it. That's a good sign at this point when you think about Winnacunnet. 9-minute and 2-second drive. ground, pound, and then play action just at the right time. That was a gutsy call, that play action to Fredericks. That was a real gutsy call on 4th down.
Yep.
And short.
All right. So, Londonderry now in a position where they need to respond here. They have not touched the football just yet, and are about to for the first time with inside of 3 minutes to go in this opening quarter.
And we'll see what Coach Lozon's got in the bag here for his high potent offense to work the ball down the field as well.
All right, kick on the way from Noah Molnar. The right-footed senior kicks it down the near sideline. Londonderry going to reverse it. Look out. Up the near sideline, Nate Rosario tries to make a cut at the 45, going to be dragged down shy of the 50. Well, you mentioned
first key to the game, Nick, right there.
Special teams, and Coach
amazing.
Lozon does it as well as anybody there. A good return near midfield for the Lancer opening drive.
I haven't seen anybody do special teams in better, Nick, and certainly this year I think that they've been top of the line there. That's a big emotional turnaround. You've just been on defense, Nick, for almost 9 minutes and 2 seconds. When you come out like that, that's an emotional kick to the offense.
All right, first look here at the junior quarterback, Drew Heenan. Took over late in the regular season as the starter as senior Aiden Washington suffered a broken collarbone. And the junior has more than delivered a dual threat. Going to take a shotgun snap out of the pistol and find an opening up the middle. Near the first down marker at the Winnacunnet 41-yard line before he's finally brought down.
It's like a gain of 9.
Called 9.5, Steve. Looks like second down and short here on the way. But that's what Heenan can do out of that pistol.
He is, and he loves it, Nick. He enjoys every bit of it. He says, bring that contact to me. I love it. He's kind of an indestructible player, Nick, with the way he runs so low.
You mentioned low to the ground. 5'8", 180 pounds is what he's listed at. First give for Hayden Austin on second and short. Not much, but enough. Up the middle, able to break the 40 and pick up a first down here for Londonderry. Now in the middle of that Winnacunnet defense, Steve, the vaunted inside linebacker Jack McCann, the twin brother of the tailback Tucker. He's also, of course, the safety. The center on offense, and makes a pretty good tackle there. Him and Matt Alkire, a good 1-2 punch in the middle of that defense for Coach Frank Orr. Meanwhile, 1st and 10, Heenan takes a look over his left shoulder at the far sideline. Coach Lozon flashing signs. And now Heenan may have apparently switched up the play. Takes the snap, throws it over the middle, catch is made near the stick. First grab for Londonderry's Kyle McPhail. 5'11 junior goes over the middle and gets 8, maybe 8.5. Looks like second down and 1 on the way. Londonderry going to get right to the line here and get set.
Watch Heenan. Look at the nice vision. Nice fake. Slides it right in there, exactly where the receiver feels comfortable getting it, coming across the field, Nick. Takes a lot of nerve to keep your focus as you come. You know you're going to get popped. Drew delivers it right on the button.
Yeah, good catch by McPhail in traffic. Second down and 8. Again, Heenan on a design run, room left side, and he's got a first down.
The conditioning of these athletes on both sides of the field, Nick, have just been fantastic. One of the things you just don't see these teams do. They almost get stronger in the second half when all the games that we've done and watched them. Heenan is just a spark plug. How many quarterbacks love to run up the middle like that guy does?
Final minute, first quarter. Londonderry trailing 7-0. Great starting field position and moving the ball here well on offense.
I was just going to say that.
Facing here an upcoming first down and 10. And again, Coach Lozon in direct communication with his junior quarterback, and now Heenan appears ready to go. Tight end right side, 2 receivers short side left. Winnacunnet with 4 on the line. Heenan fakes left, going to tuck and run right side. He's going to be hit for a loss.
Big play there.
A number of blue jerseys met him along the edge, including Zach Fredericks, two-way starter here. The defensive end makes the tackle there, and now 2nd and 10 on the way.
Watch the flow to the ball on this replay, Nick. I guess, okay. That's all right. Maybe we'll see it again. But the flow, here we go. The flow to that side of the ball, it's almost like they knew Fredericks had outside position on the backside. Just a great job of sacrificing early to blow up the blocking.
All right, that'll do it for the first quarter. A lengthy opening drive by Winnacunnet, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Kyle Tilley, has the Warriors up 7-0. However, Londonderry hoping to get back inside the red zone when we come back in just a moment. You're watching coverage of the 2021 NHIAA Division I Football Championship game here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Are you ready to make your house your dream home? Then it's time to contact Ulster Property Services at ulsterpropertyservices.com. Ulster offers commercial and residential landscaping and hardscaping services and is now booking for fall cleanups, snow services, and interior home renovation projects. They fix it, clean it, and trim it so you don't have to. Ulster Property Services, serving southern New Hampshire since 2012. Visit ulsterpropertyservices.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
All right, back here in Exeter. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you from Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Broadcasting this afternoon in conjunction with the NFHS Network. And right now, Drew Heenan
Having a show here.
and the Londonderry Lancers on the march. It's Londonderry's opening possession. If you're just joining us, Winnacunnet took the ball first and drove down the field. Took nearly 9 minutes off the clock before a 1-yard touchdown run by Kyle Tilley made this score 7-0. And Londonderry, pretty good return, set them up with good starting field position near the 50-yard line. They're on the march here, but now a 3rd down and 5 after a short run there on 2nd and long. Heenan gets right to the line. Lancers look ready to go. The junior hands off to the senior, Hayden Austin, and he's not going to get much up the middle.
Boy.
That again is a welcoming party led by Jake Fredericks, the big junior defensive tackle, the younger brother of Zach. Makes a good stick there, and now Londonderry with a decision to make here. Coach Lozon going to keep the offense on the field, facing an upcoming 4th down and 3.
Yeah, Chris Capozzuto doing a good job today. Can't forget that name on defense. He's been involved, if not the lead tackler. He's been in a lot. He's moving and scraping well today for Winnacunnet.
4th and 3 from the 20-yard line. Hayden
Big play here.
Yep. Take a look back at the sideline. Coach Lozon again flashing signs.
He may use a timeout here.
And there it is.
There it is. I knew he would. You can almost tell his body language when he's going to call a timeout, Nick. And I think he was smart to do so. He did not have in this key point in the game, he did not have what he wanted out in the field.
Yep.
And as soon as there's miscommunication, both these coaches are outstanding at it, but Coach Lozon has shown me over the years, Nick, an incredible instinct to know when to call a timeout, and he did there.
First charge timeout, either way, 4th down and 3 is on the way. Again, a packed house here in Exeter. Neutral site, the Division I championship game. Unfortunately scheduled for the exact same time as the Division II championship game between Timberlane and Milford. That's going on at Pinkerton Academy this afternoon. We'll get you an update if we can here.
Well, I've got
throughout the broadcast.
I've got somebody in the stands that I asked, but knowing the individual that I have, he would be so excited about that game that he may forget.
Right.
But I did ask his wife if he could text me.
Well, we'll get everybody situated at halftime here.
What about our buddy there? Is he helping you out today?
Well, we've got sources all across the state.
I know. I
Eyes
think
and ears
Nick.
on the ground.
Just so you know, folks, he doesn't tell me about any of them. I don't know what it is. It's almost like a. It's almost like a.
You got to protect your sources.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Londonderry on a 4th down and 3. Winnacunnet with 3 down linemen. The snap is taken. They fake to Fenlon. They keep it up the middle. And Heenan is very close.
I think he got it on the push. Ooh, I don't know. That's going to be tight, Nick, right there.
First down marker was at the 17-yard line. Londonderry says they have it. The officials say not so fast. We're going to get a measurement.
I'm going to say not so fast either, Nick, to be honest with you. I thought he got a little further, but the referees immediately put it there, so...
It looks like the ball spotted just inside the 17, so I would...
think it's an inch short.
Well, let's see.
No, they got it.
Wow,
that was
very close. By the nose of the football, it seems Londonderry going to continue the drive.
Well, that second effort by Drew there, Nick, to get that extra foot of push made all the difference, and they're still alive here. That was a big play right there. Great effort by Coach Heenan, by Drew Heenan.
He's looking over at Coach Lozon.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, too.
And ready here, 1st and 10.
It's a cat and mouse game going on.
Londonderry in the red zone. Trailing here 7-0. Just over a minute gone by, second quarter. Heenan's going to throw his first pass. It's into the end zone. Colby Ramshaw couldn't pull it in.
Right in the sun. I think you're going to see, Nick, when he looks back here, the sun was directly in his face.
Yeah, the 6'4" senior wide receiver tried to pull it in overhead as he was falling backwards, but couldn't quite.
See if we can see that again.
Pull off the juggling act. Incomplete in a 2nd and 10 coming.
Yeah, see if we get a shot of it.
Pretty good high arcing rainbow throw. Ramshaw wide open, but again.
Yeah. Maybe it was.
Tried to pull it in, off balance. Just too much to ask on that one, so a 2nd down and 10 on the way.
Good play call, though. I like that out pattern there.
Receivers now 2 to each side. So Londonderry looks to spread it out. Heenan, tuck and run on a design run, not much. There's Capizzuto staying home and making the tackle at the 15-yard line.
I talked about him earlier. He came to play today for sure. Not that he doesn't always, but he knows his championship Saturday, and he's giving it all. Again, the scraping and the vision that he's getting from the defensive line, getting some good low pressure, and the linebacker core. We talked to Coach Francoeur about it the other night on Gridiron, Nick. He's very proud and very positive about this linebacker core that he has.
All right, 3rd down and 8 here. It's the longest 3rd down Londonderry has faced. First possession for the Lancers. 2 minutes in, 2nd quarter. 2 lengthy drives have dominated the first half so far. Heenan from the gun, looking left, throws left, into the end zone, incomplete.
Don't know. There's a flag down. A very late flag after the play.
Thrown along the near sideline inside the 5-yard line.
I don't know if it's defensive holding or...
There were 2 receivers and 2 defensive backs in the area. And it's going to be against the defense.
Crowd doesn't like it here on the home side.
Not too many flags so far.
It was late, though. Very late. It was well after the play, the ball had hit the ground.
The referee, Paul Page, talking with his crew. Again, the flag apparently thrown there as the ball came in and fell incomplete in the end zone. So it's still going to be third down.
Don't understand. Looks like they're just going to.
It's just a 5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
We'll redo the down here. Third and short.
So it wasn't on the receiver, Nick. It must have been further back.
Snap. Handoff. Matt Perrin hit and driven backwards. No gain. Winnacunnet was ready. Jack McCann and company meeting the running back in the hole. The senior unable to find any room whatsoever. And now a fourth down and short coming inside the 7-yard line. Perron, who was
Jack went right
run
after
hard. It's his first carry of the day. Scored a touchdown in the semifinal victory over Salem, and now remains as the tailback in the pistol. Fourth down and 1. Londonderry trailing 7-0. Hoping for a big-time conversion here from the 7-yard line.
Coach Lozon changed it up again, Nick.
Again, 3 down linemen for Winnacunnet. Man in motion, hand left side, Perrin hit, second effort, may have gotten him the first down. Keeping that big body moving. And ultimately, that's the difference. The 5'7", 210-pound senior.
Winnacunnet saying they have it.
Move the pile. I think Londonderry's got it. But maybe not. I spoke too soon, I guess.
No,
the officials want a measurement.
I was just saying Winnacunnet says they have it, Nick, down on the field.
Well, the officials have not made a ruling yet. Here come the chain gang. Here comes the chain gang yet again for the second time here over the last couple of minutes.
No, they were
Eddie short.
Wow, what a stop.
By a couple of inches, Winnacunnet rising to the occasion. They get the stop inside the 7-yard line and are now going to take over with a 7-0 lead still intact. 3 minutes gone by here, second quarter.
So we have 2 keys here for the game. I don't mean the front end keys that we talked about, but there are 2 key plays in this game, Nick. One is the Tilly pass to Frederick, and that play right there, it's almost a grouping. Londonderry has not been able to move the ball inside the 20 as well as they wanted to. Had a real good opportunity for touchdown with Ramshar in the right corner there, Nick, but just went too high.
All right, second drive for Winnacunnet. Their first drive took over 9 minutes. Ended with a 1-yard touchdown run by Kyle Tilly. Was prolonged by a fourth down conversion from Tilly to the tight end Fredericks that you just mentioned, Steve. Meanwhile, run right side on 1st and 10. Connor Howe able to pinch. Come up with a tackle on the edge for Londonderry. Just a 2-yard gain there for the Warriors, 2nd and 8.
Just a small guy, but he brings every pound, Nick. He loves to hit. He's a great contained man. He very, very rarely lets anybody ever get outside. He's well-trained, and he's an intelligent football player, and he plays twice his size.
And that's number 9 in white.
Big factor in last week's game as well against Salem.
All right. Again, the Warriors facing a 2nd down and 7 from their own 10-yard line. McCann left side, hit the backfield, second effort. Got him a couple on a run to the left side. Bowles and company there. Also DeFazio in on the stop.
I wouldn't expect anything too risky here, Nick. I think Coach Francoeur is going to try to engineer a good running play here. Be surprised if he passes it deep in his own zone with a 7-0 lead. And his defense has stood tall. I think you'll see maybe do something if he can establish, but just more than willing to kick it out of here.
Yeah, you don't want to turn it over.
No.
Especially given the fact that Winnacunnet, I know they were unbeaten, but they've had their turnover problems. In fact, the only game they went without a turnover was their semifinal win over Exeter. So I doubt we see a pass here on 3rd and 5 for those reasons. Instead, they keep it with Tilly. Quarterback trying to find some room to the outside. Tackled shy of the marker, and flags fly after the tackle.
Face mask, I think, Nick.
Hayden Austin, one of the Lancers to bring him down.
Looks to me like they had a hold of the face mask. Let's see it.
Tilly with an outside run there. Met initially on the edge by Grady Duran.
Here we go. Bowles face mask. There we go. I saw it
as well. Somebody got a piece of the mask.
I couldn't tell who, but one of the 2 tackles Nick did.
It would have been 4th and about 1. Instead, a first down following the Londonderry penalty. Nearly 5 minutes in. Second quarter, just the second drive for the Warriors. Their first drive ate up 9 minutes and resulted in a 1-yard touchdown.
And it was personal fouls, so they're going to tack on 15 here, Nick.
Well, it'd be a...
Maybe we can get that in slow-mo again, Ben, real quick while we're waiting for the play, if we could.
Officials...
Yeah, that's a 15-yard. I'd be interested to see.
Move the ball across the 31 to the 32-yard line.
See if we can slow it down at all here, Nick. There he is around the corner. Turning upfield. Boy, look at him lower that shoulder.
It's like Bowles got him with the left hand.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
Yep. All right, so first down and 10. Big penalty keeps this drive alive for Winnacunnet. They got a 7-0 lead. Now 5 minutes gone by, second quarter. And again, Coach Frank Corr seemingly in no hurry, maximizing the play clock between snaps.
Exactly.
Tilly ready to go now on first and 10. McCann, another carry, follows his lead blocks, continuing to fight, and ultimately is wrestled down at about the 38-yard line. Great second, third, and fourth efforts there by the senior.
Absolutely, Nick. No doubt about that. This guy... there was a gentleman behind us when I said he looks like a wrestler, and I got a nod of his head. I don't know if he knew or not, but he certainly plays football like he's a wrestler, and he grinds out yardage, and he uses that leverage of getting low and using that lift underneath the pads really well.
Seemed like 6 or 7 Lancers got a shot at him before finally Ryan Pemberton, the big junior, pulled him down.
So Londonderry's defense is they need to pull a big play here. Get something behind the line in order to
second down and
take
3.
them off their game.
Tilly long count, blitz up the middle, handoff left side. I think that's McCann again. Across the 40 up to about the 42-yard line. Mike Sampson able to get him around the waist, third and short on the way.
Yeah, watch Tilly in that last play. What he does so well, Nick, he's such a good technician. He's so good at mechanics. And are they going to call a first down? Yeah, they are. Wow, I didn't know that. But anyway, Tilly did a great job. They had a blitz coming through the right A-gap, Nick, and they were going to try to mix up Tilly, but he's so good. And that quick snap between he and McCann is just something. That's if you ever want to see how it's supposed to be done on center to QB, that's how it's done.
Midway through second quarter, first down Warriors. Again, they dominated the time of possession in the semifinal win over Exeter by a ratio of better than 3-1.
Yeah.
And that ratio so far in this first half has held up. Again, Londonderry with a blitz. Again, McCann with the carry. And he'll turn his back to the defense and work his way up to about the 45. Both Sampson and Ramshaw combine on the tackle. They spot him at the 45, so it's a gain of 4 on first down.
Yeah.
Second and 6 on the way. Now 5 minutes to go in this first half.
The trenches aren't just aggressive, Nick. They're violent right now. The amount of the battle going on between these two excellent offense and defensive lines is just fabulous to watch. If you like pound football, which I do, you really can appreciate the inside game that's going on down there in the trenches, Nick. It's tactically outstanding on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, no room for the meek up front, not today. Not in this championship between two very good teams, a combined record of 21-1 between the two coming in. Meanwhile, Tilly on a stretch, still on his feet, trying to fight for that extra yard, ends up at about the 48-yard line. Austin got him first, and now a third down and 3 on the way.
I think that was Riley Bowles, Nick, coming up there on that call. He's playing his heart out in this game. And we talked about one of the keys to the game here. Maybe we'll see it. Watch Riley Bowles. I believe it's number 6 that comes up here that takes on Tilly. Watch him scrape across the field. Look at that great tackle. But Tilly is so strong, he's able to wrestle an extra yard or 2 afterwards.
Textbook.
Yep, textbook on both sides.
Third down and 3. Just shy of midfield. Londonderry hoping to finally force a third down stop and get the ball back. So now inside a 4-minute second quarter. Tilly to his right, handoff, and not much.
Guess who? Guess who?
That was Owen Bateman in the Bulls again, right there at the line of scrimmage to meet him head on.
You want to see?
They'll mark him at the 50 even, Steve. So a short 4th and 2 on the way.
Absolutely. Watch Riley Bowles here. This is a guy who wants it today. He knows how. Look at him. Look at him step up, lift up. What a terrific job. Riley Bowles.
Yeah, he's been a part of this program for a long time now. Of course, Londonderry won the championship in 2019. He was a sophomore making plays back then, a full-time starter a year ago as a junior. and has been the emotional leader as a senior.
Pretty big play.
Fourth down and 2 from midfield. Again, movement from Londonderry. This time, though, it goes unflagged. Well, now we have a timeout. Coach Frank Gore going to use his first with a shade over 3 minutes remaining on this first half clock. And a big 4th and 2 facing the Warriors.
So you look at these two coaches of when they call a timeout, Nick. You talk about a high awareness of the game and the significance of the timing in the game. Both of these coaches just aced it as far as timeouts, as far as I'm concerned. And I can tell you that's an important thing. Never waste a timeout, but boy, take one when you know the elevated emotions or the elevated significance of the timing in the game. He knows exactly what he's doing here. Good timeout call. Wants to get everything straightened out. Really surprised. Looked to me like the neutral zone was infracted, but the referees are right on it. They said no, but it was close. Winnacunnet looking for a call there. Winnacunnet looking for a call. The Warriors and just
able
short
to
of
get
it.
back. Yep, able to get back in time.
In
to his
time.
credit.
Yep.
To avoid the penalty. So 4th down and 2. Warriors hoping to continue the drive. They've held it unofficially for about 15 minutes of the 18 so far. 15 of the 21 so far. And are hoping to control it a little longer. 4th and 2. Londonderry showing blitz up the middle. Winnacunnet goes left side. It's Alkire, and he's got a first down.
Yeah, this is, Nick, what you were talking about, using an army of running backs so effectively.
Fresh legs.
You can't key on anybody, and as you just said, fresh legs.
Yep. Just the second carry for Matt Alkire, the 5'11", 205-pound senior who's been a part of that rushing attack all season. For Coach Frank Gore. Of course, he's made a number of tackles over the course of the year from one of the middle linebacker spots as well. So Alkire delivers on 4th down.
So did Bodie Reed with a lead block there.
Winnacunnet has got it 1st and 10 now from the Lancer 40-yard line. They go back to McCann, left side, hit by Risley and Bowles and driven back after an initial gain of about 3 yards to set up 2nd down and 7. This clock continues to tick, ticking down towards 2 minutes.
Bowles again up front with a host of other Lancers, Nick. What a terrific job. That's not easy.
Risley, the safety, in there as well, who has played well. He's also the kicker for Coach Lozon. Brought the big stick on the stop there. 2nd down and 7.
Wow.
Now inside of 2 minutes, 2nd quarter.
His clock is burning.
Just a grand total of 3 drives combined in this first half. Pitch on 2nd and 7. Big block. McCann, a cut, hit around the ankle, and eventually dropped by Perron. That's Pedrick.
Who made that block, Nick?
I missed it.
Well, we're going to see it again here. If you're looking, watch this hello here. Boom. Looks like 28.
Bateman.
That's Bateman.
Yeah,
Wow.
Bateman plays with an attitude.
And then Ty Miles comes back and finishes it for Londonderry.
3rd down, left side, spin move, and
He's got it.
Bateman is very close to a first down.
I think he's got it, Nick.
Trying to get to the 29 and a half, and they're going to spot him down at the 30. Trying to get to the 31, and they give him the 30, so it is a first down for Winnacunnet.
If you want to see hitting in a high school football game, you're seeing it today.
Meanwhile, the pace accelerating a little bit as Winnacunnet now has less than a minute here in this 2nd quarter to work. Left side, McCann on 1st and 10, stopped and dropped by Ramshaw after a 2-yard gain, and now Coach Frank Gore is going to use his 2nd timeout to stop the clock with 52 seconds. Warriors with 1 timeout remaining.
You haven't seen Ramshaw check in a lot. They've done a good job with him, but he's sick and tired of that, and he shed that block beautifully to come in and make that stick, Nick. He's a hard guy. You're not going to win every battle with that guy.
Well, he's one of the best edge setters we've seen all season.
Without a doubt.
And the Warriors have really relied on the inside run, following the center, following the guards as expected, trying to stay away maybe from Ramshaw and the edge when they can. And it's worked for Coach Frank Gore's club. Again, they took 9 minutes off the clock to begin the football game. A 70-yard scoring drive that was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Kyle Tilley. Londonderry then held the ball for about 6 minutes, went all the way down inside the 8-yard line before they turned it over on downs. the Warriors.
Big change right there.
Have taken the ball initially from their own 7-yard line and now are at the Londonderry 27. Here with 52 seconds remaining, facing a 2nd down and 8. Tilley under center out of the timeout. Takes the snap, pitches. This is Gould, the receiver, and Gould is lucky to get a couple there.
Yeah, he's lucky because of tremendous discipline that's been practiced by this Lozon-led team and his great defensive coordinator. Look at how they held the backside here, Nick. The discipline to do this is not easy, and you have to have intelligent football players.
Yeah, Pedrick and Pemberton stayed home.
What a great job.
And made the tackle after the reverse.
That's why these teams are here.
A 3rd down now and 7 is on the way from just inside the Lancer 28-yard line. Winnacunnet has just used their 3rd and final timeout here with just inside of 39 seconds to go before halftime.
So they'll shout out to Grandma Pemberton that we had next to us last week that was so proud of her grandson playing that game. He's showing that he came to play today as well.
Yeah, another tackle up front for big number 71 in white. Coming up at halftime on the field, there'll be entertainment provided by both marching bands, Londonderry and Winnacunnet. They're getting ready on the sidelines right now. As far as us in the booth, we'll get you that first half analysis, some stats if we can get them, plus a look at the Division II championship game between Timberlane and Milford happening right now in Derry. We'll get a score update there. It's all coming up at halftime. Meanwhile, 3rd down and 7. Warriors from the Londonderry 27. Tilley under pressure, throws. This one is taken off the bounce by Bateman and run up the sideline. He steps out of bounds shy of the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was a lateral, Nick. That was in back. No doubt in my mind that was in back, and I think the
officials agree. This play continued, so the backward pass ultimately picked up by Bateman and then turned into a positive play. A good heads-up play by the senior.
Yeah, if Tilley was able to hit him in the chest, Nick, he had some running room there to go downfield. He had a nice seam inside, just outside the hash marks to angle back.
But made something out of nothing. In fact, got 2.
Yep.
And keeps the drive going on 4th and 5. With now 30 seconds even remaining. Coach Lozon is going to take his 2nd timeout to talk to this Londonderry defense.
Well, why wouldn't you with 30 seconds? You've got 2 timeouts left. You're not going to get back on offense unless something, there's a turnover here. So good call by Coach Lozon to grab that timeout and get his troops ready. On the other side of the coin, though, it does allow Coach Francoeur a little bit of time to orchestrate an offense and talk to his guys, but I still say good timeout call by Coach Lozon.
There he is, Coach Lozon. 8th year now on the Londonderry's sidelines.
And I think it's fair to say, works the officials about as good as anybody in the whole league.
Absolutely. Probably the friendliest guy you'll meet off the field, but if you're an official during those 4 quarters, you may hear a few things from the sideline.
Oh, yeah. And not afraid to grab a little of that real estate out in the regulation field of play from time to time.
Yeah,
but he's handled himself extremely well in doing it.
Of course, became a head coach at his alma mater.
22 or something? 23?
I think it's 21.
21, wow.
And spent some time at St. Anselm College. Seemingly found a home as the Lancer head man over the last 8 seasons. Looking for a 2nd championship in the last 3 seasons. Hoping his defense can get a stop here. 4th and 5. Winnacunnet going to go back to the air. Tilley lobbing it down the middle, and it's intercepted. That's the defensive back, Anthony Salcido. The senior able to pull it in. It's the game's first turnover. The interception is going to leave the Lancers with the football at their own 1-yard line with 24 seconds remaining in this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, I mean, if you really look at that, Nick, it's not a bad, if you're going to, you can't kick it and get it there, so.
It's about the best punt you could come up with.
The best punt you could come up with, for sure.
Well, it's inside the 1-yard line.
Right.
Just outside the goal line. So Londonderry, they're still going to be careful here.
Yeah, a little surprised the way that things were coming from the outside. They didn't pull a center screen. I thought Coach Francoeur was going to, because where they're flowing to Tilley, they're trying to get to him, and a little center screen there might have given it to him, but they were going for the end zone. If he had thrown it deeper, he may have had a chance in the end zone to grab that. But
well, I think Winnacunnet's got an opportunity here.
You mean on the 2, on the
right.
To grab 2 points?
Now, well, there's some communication issues, a substitution issue. As one of the big D linemen there, LeBron Miller, sprinting off the field. There's a flag down, and it's against the defense.
Yep. So there goes.
It's an illegal substitution. Coach Frank Gore still trying to figure it out here as he's flashing more signs from the sidelines.
Yeah.
Hoping for an explanation from the official here. So it's a 5-yard penalty against the Warrior defense. And that may have just wiped off the safety opportunity off the board.
Well, it certainly changes it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Quarterback
a little
is in
bit of breathing
regulation.
room here for Londonderry from their own 6. They're going to throw. Catch complete, far side. This is Andrew Coleman. Coleman, who scored 2 touchdowns in the quarterfinal win over Pinkerton, going to dance around and eventually step out of bounds. Where? At about the 7 or so yard line.
Yep.
Let's say a gain of 1.
Yep.
They take 8 seconds off the clock, and we're left with 16 to go here before
Really
the break.
surprised the 5-yard line, that long outside pass like that. Wow. That seems a little risky to go after this point.
Well,
but
taking advantage of the cushion
there you go.
as the Warriors are way off, 8-9 yards. Meanwhile, Heenan up the middle on the draw. Quarterback across the 15, rolls his way to the 20. That's a Londonderry first down. Tackle made by Owen Bateman.
Be interesting to see if they just let this clock go out or they grab one more play. It looks like they're going to try to grab another play.
Clock ticking, down to 5 seconds. Lancers get one more snap. Heenan to the right, throws off the back foot. Catch made by Coleman inbounds. There's zeros on the clock.
Looks like regulation may have ended
I think so. Let's see, the officials.
of the half. So Winnacunnet liking the half. It's their style of football.
I'm not sure if we're going to have one more player or not.
Well, they've got
Coach
their
Lozon
own
wants
clock
one more. I know. Yeah, it's down on the
on
field.
the field, so it could be.
Some of the Warriors are running off the field right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Still no official signal from referee
Yeah,
Paul Page.
that's it.
There it is.
That's
Okay.
it. Yep.
So that's it. First half in the books. Warriors 7, Lancers nothing. Winnacunnet took the opening kick, marched down the field, over 70 yards on the opening drive. Took nearly 9 minutes before a 1-yard touchdown run by quarterback Kyle Tilley gave the Warriors a 7-0 lead. Londonderry, on their opening possession, drove the ball down inside the 10-yard line before turning it over on downs, and then the Warriors chewed up, in essence, the remainder of the half with a long, lengthy drive. Began at their own 7-yard line, ended in a Tilley interception at the 1-yard line. An interception pulled in by Anthony Salcedo, and then Londonderry runs off the final 24 seconds there to close out the half. So the Lancers will begin the second half with the football, but trail here 7-0 at halftime.
You know, Nick, I didn't see much adjusting at all going in between the first and second quarter on either team. I think they're going to, and I think that's going to be the key here, is what adjustments are made by both coaching staff. My belief is that Coach Frank Gore will be kind of continuing, because this is his style of play. This is how he wants to play his team to play. I would imagine Coach Lozon is probably going to think about somewhat of an offensive strategy that'll give them a chance, because he has a very diverse offense, has a lot of opportunities to change course along the way. So we'll see what happens, but I think adjustments are going to be important. We'll probably see them the first 5 minutes of the third quarter, Nick. But if you had to review this, if you look at the way this game has gone so far, it definitely is playing into the style that Winnacunnet likes to play.
All right, we'll step aside, come back with some first half statistics. We'll revisit Steve's keys and take a look ahead at the upcoming second half as well, plus a score update from the Division II championship game being played right now between Timberlane and Milford over in Derry. On the field, the Londonderry Lancer Band getting set to entertain this crowd. Winnacunnet's marching band will follow. So a lot of entertainment and a lot of analysis on the way over the next 18 or so minutes here in Exeter. Halftime, Winnacunnet, a 7-0 lead over Londonderry. You are watching coverage of the 2021 NHIAA Division I Football Championship game right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. Are you ready to make your house your dream home? Then it's time to contact Ulster Property Services at ulsterpropertyservices.com. Ulster offers commercial and residential landscaping and hardscaping services and is now booking for fall cleanups, snow services, and interior home renovation projects. They fix it, clean it, and trim it so you don't have to. Ulster Property Services, serving southern New Hampshire since 2012. Visit ulsterpropertyservices.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And do you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. Don't waste another season. Raise more funds than ever before and become another football program in New Hampshire that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
right, back here at halftime. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you. Winnacunnet, a 7-0 lead over Londonderry. Lancers set to receive the opening kick of the second half. So they should have a chance to tie it up, but the possessions may be few and far between based on what we saw in that first half. Winnacunnet holding the football for just about, unofficially anyway, 16, 17 minutes? Maybe 18 minutes? Well, Londonderry had one lengthy drive that was stalled out
probably,
inside
I'm going to give him
6
minutes, 5 to 6 minutes on that drive, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
And then only 24 seconds at the end.
So I think you're right on, yeah.
So the time of possession battle so far has been dominated by Winnacunnet. That was a big key to their semifinal victory over Exeter as well, where they held the ball for over 36 minutes against Coach Bill Ball's Blue Hawks. Looks like the Londonderry band just about wrapping up here at halftime. Not sure if we're going to get a look at Winnacunnet's band or not. The Warrior Marching Band gave us the national anthem. So not quite sure if we're going to see the teams begin to warm up here momentarily.
Heck of a halftime show there, Nick.
Yeah.
They just did a terrific job.
Absolutely.
Band is known well beyond New Hampshire for so many, as you discussed one of the earlier games, been all over the country for different things. Yeah. So that's great to see. And Winnacunnet opened the show with a nice national anthem for us. But you're talking about time of possession. I think you're right. It's got to be 16 to 18 minutes anyway. That certainly plays into any team's desire to control the clock. But for Winnacunnet, it's paramount that that's part of their whole plan.
Well, the Warriors set the tone right away. At the opening kickoff, started their opening drive on their own 30, went 70 yards over 9 minutes. A 1-yard touchdown run by Kyle Tilley gave the Warriors that 7-0 lead. That drive included 2 fourth-down conversions.
Yep.
One was a pass from Tilley to Fredericks that set up the Warriors first and 10 at the 15. So that was a key play of that drive. Then the Warriors kicked the ball away. Londonderry got a good return near midfield, and they moved the ball inside the 7-yard line before finally the Warrior defense forced a turnover on downs, and then a lengthy drive. Did not result in points, but the Warriors were able to kill basically most of the second quarter. A drive of nearly 7 minutes ended in an interception thrown on fourth down, picked off by Anthony Salcido at the Londonderry 1-yard line, but the Lancers left with just 24 seconds, and it wasn't long before halftime hit. So 7-0 Warriors. Winnacunnet set to kick the football off. Steve, we have an update from the Division II Championship, which is taking place right now over at Pinkerton Academy in Derry, a neutral site. Timberlane undefeated, and the Owls holding a 10-3 lead at halftime over third-seeded Milford. That game 10-3. Timberlane struck first with a touchdown near the end of the first quarter, and then the Spartans and Owls exchanged 36-yard field goals in the second quarter. That's where they are over in Derry. 10-3 Timberlane on top at halftime over Milford.
Yeah, pretty much what both of these games, I would say, at halftime, Nick, are pretty much one way or the other what we expected. As far as the Timberlane-Milford game, I just had really, that's one of the great things of having the Gridiron Show for us Thursday night, because it gives us some insight and be able to communicate with these coaches, kind of get the wisdom that they have that have brought them to the place where they are this year. And Coach Kevin Fitzgerald from Timberlane and Keith Jones, obviously, just two excellent coaches. What a great matchup that's been. And I just look at Milford going up there to Lebanon to take them on their home turf and come through with a win there. What a terrific job. And now they're in the finals with a very well-coached Kevin Fitzgerald's Timberlane Owls. Wish we could be there as well. As far as this game is concerned, Nick, real quick, as far as adjustments coming out in the second half here, I don't think there's a lot of adjustments that are going to take place on the Winnacunnet side. I think it's what they wanted to do. I would expect that we may see a little bit more mobile Drew Heenan. And probably if we get towards the end of the third quarter and we're still locked at 7, or not locked, but at 7-0, same score, I would expect to see Coach Lozon open things up a little bit. And that could be the answer for them in order to be able to be victorious at the end of this game. But right now, Winnacunnet looking solid on all parts of the game.
Again, both teams looking for their second school championship in recent history. Winnacunnet, they ran the table in 2017, while Londonderry did the same in 2019. This is a Warrior club that just 2 years ago, Steve, finished at 1-8.
Yep.
Rebounded nicely last year, made the playoffs, fell in the first round against Goffstown, but brought a lot of that team back. And this senior group, really special in a lot of ways in the mind of Coach Frank Core, who was looking for his first championship as a head coach with Winnacunnet.
Yeah, and we talked to him about this group of seniors that he has, and he told us that, look, these guys, when they were 1-8, they just didn't let up. They knew the situation. Well, some of that comes from the coaching staff. They let them know, we're with you no matter what. And he was able to get those guys a ton of varsity experience.
Right.
And now they come seniors after playing starters for 2 years. And that's the sort of growth each year that you're looking for out of a group of guys. You've seen it in Goffstown. They've done it. You've seen it with Coach Lozon. He's done it. Good teams continue. Coach O'Reilly and so many other teams. You get a good sophomore class. You want to grow with it up to the senior year. One other thing really quick, Nick, I was going to say is that both of these coaches in the first half, I think, have done a terrific job on their part managing the game. Timeouts called at the right time.
Yep.
No risky stuff to speak of. They're both in the game at the second half with a 7-0 score.
Well, these two fan bases have been locked in, dialed in, not just this afternoon, but all season long.
Yep.
Big time showing, really, at every home game, and obviously they've traveled to this neutral site here at Bill Ball Stadium in Exeter.
And this place is jammed.
It's jammed and
solid.
It's jacked.
I mean, there's got to be close to 3,000, 2,500, right?
I'd say at
least
on both of those.
Yep.
I'd say we're closer to 4, maybe 5. Meanwhile, a flag here, the kick sails out of bounds.
Well, I'm not a good judge of numbers, but it's packed.
It's packed. Warriors did not want to kick it deep there, Steve. They take the short kick along the sideline, but ends up out of bounds around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they're extremely this Winnacunnet Warrior coaching staff is extremely confident in their defense, that what they don't want to do is avoid any big plays. And we've seen that all three levels of football, NFL, college, and high school, doing more of this where they don't give the top athletes on special teams an opportunity to run the ball back.
All right, so Londonderry going to get it 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. The Lancers won the toss and deferred to the second half. They wanted the football to begin the third quarter, and they've got it, trailing 7-0. Here's the give to the sophomore back, Sheena. And Jake is listed at 5'9", 150 pounds. Not much on that inside run initially, but kept the legs going and ends up at the 42-yard line, a gain of 5.
Yep.
Set up second down and 5. That's just his first carry. He's electric, Steve. We've seen him break a couple of long runs during the regular season, including a 92-yard touchdown against Pinkerton way back in week number 4.
Boy, that seems like a long time ago. Wow.
Right. So he's explosive, and he's going to stay on the field. Did not touch the ball. At least I don't remember him carrying it in the first half. They go to him. No, they fake to him, and then Frederick's going to swallow up Heenan in the backfield.
Yeah,
that's about a 7-yard loss on the sack. And now a 3rd and 12 is going to face the Lancers.
Yeah, this Frederick duo on this team, Nick, checks in so many elements in the game on both sides of the ball.
That's the senior, Zach, there on the sack. He also pulled in a key 4th down grab on Winnacunnet's opening drive, which ended up resulting in the game's only score so far, 7-0.
What a wonderful thing for two brothers to be able to play together.
Right next to each other down there.
Right next to each other
on the defensive line.
What a wonderful thing.
Jacob is the junior, Zach the senior. 3rd down and 12. Heenan going to throw deep down the middle. He's got Coleman, and Coleman is gone. Touchdown, Londonderry.
Well,
Coach Lozon dialing up the big play. It's a 62-yard strike, and Londonderry now a point away from tying the football game.
What I say at the opening of half, Nick, you're going to open up Heenan and allow him to do things and open up the game. He didn't wait till the end of the third quarter, like I had said. He went right after it here, first possession. But you had to do that in this game. You can't wait, he went right after it early. But wait for the right time went for it right away.
Heck of a throw.
Wow,
Hit
what a
Coleman
throw.
in stride, and the junior was gone from there. Extra point up, and
We got a tie
good
game.
from Dylan Risley.
Well, how about that, Nick, huh?
7-7, a 62-yard touchdown strike. Andrew Coleman scored 2 touchdowns against Pinkerton in the quarterfinal victory. Kind of quiet last week against Salem. Makes a big impact here with his second catch officially of the afternoon.
Can we get that one more time? If there was a way we could get that running pattern. Let's see if we could get that. That was a good coach down there. Here we go. Watch the pattern that this gentleman runs here.
Good protection, too. A clean
Look
pocket.
at that. Had separation. Heenan did the right thing. He threw it where? Not to the player. He threw it to the spot. And Andrew Coleman just did a terrific job. Never slowed up. Believed his quarterback was going to get it to the spot. That was just great teamwork. And how about that offensive line time? The offensive line gave Drew a wonderful pocket to throw that ball out of. What a big play in this game.
62 yards. Touchdown. Makes it 7-7, just 90 seconds into this third quarter. Now Risley's kick is deep. Gould from the 6-yard line. 15-20, slips, and it's down at the 21-yard line. Covered up by Howe on the coverage. Now a flag flies in late.
I think it's again. The Londonderry's act like it's against Winnacunnet.
Personal foul against the Warriors.
What was that about?
Well, something under the pile, it looked like. Connor Howe, the man who covered him up, coverage-wise there for Londonderry. And then maybe a big hit there. A little push there from Gould.
It's always the second guy.
Yep.
He got held down by Howe, and you could see he was holding there for a long time, Nick.
Yep.
But you got to walk away from it and not take it into your own hands and put that in the team. That is a costly penalty. Brings it back from the 25 to what? Almost the 10.
Second personal foul. Penalty of the game against Winnacunnet as well.
Londonderry crowds into it.
From their own 10-yard line, game tied at 7. First drive of the third quarter for Winnacunnet. They go to the right side. Hole going to snap shot. Pedrick wrestled them down at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere for McCann to go. Pedrick, another tackle, starting to rack him up. The juniors played well. And now a second down and 9 officially as they give him a yard on forward progress.
Yeah, all sparked by just a terrific pattern run by Coleman and a terrific throw by Heenan and a terrific job done by the offensive line. Total team effort. Went for the jugular right away.
Second down and 9. Tilly. Second time the Warriors have had to begin a drive inside their own 10-yard line. Play action. Throw over the middle. Tipped up in the air by Salcido, and it lands incomplete.
Interesting change here, an adjustment, Nick, while we're talking about those. They've moved Ty Miles over to the left tackle, Nick. As a result of that, they're trying to stop that off-tackle movement. Look at him over there on the far side. You'll see him on the left-hand side. A strategic decision to take him out of nose guard and say, you're not going to run in the off-tackle.
That was nearly intercepted off the tip drill there by Risley, but he couldn't quite bring it in. Salcido got his right hand on it to tip it up in the air. So now a third down and 9. Warriors hoping to avoid a 3-and-out. Neither team has had a 3-and-out this afternoon. From their own 12, they'll keep it on the ground up the middle. Miles is there.
I don't think he's got it. Nope.
McCann did what he could, but only gets to the 15-yard line. Not McCann, but Bateman on the carry. Either way, well short. So it's like fourth down at about 4 on the way. 4th and 5 officially. And it looks like a punt coming from Winnacunnet.
Yeah, that's an interesting adjustment here. Moving Miles out to that side. Watch the nose guard here. Does a terrific job.
That's Pemberton now on the nose.
Pemberton to the nose. Does a terrific job standing up that offensive lineman, getting separation, able to make the stick with Miles coming in for support.
Pretty good battle down there. Jack McCann, the center, one of the best in the business for Winnacunnet, but no momentum there. Meanwhile, dangerous snap. It is collected and gotten off cleanly by Jacob Magry. Magry's kick is going to take a roll across the 45, still going towards the 50. Going to be
that's great production there.
Down at the 49-yard line. So Londonderry, their defense does the job. They force the 3-and-out. Now Steve with gorgeous starting field position as they look for their first lead of the afternoon with just over 3 minutes gone by in this third quarter.
Yeah, one of the things is they have great field position, but Coach Frank Kors really needs a big stand here by the defense, Nick, to gradually change the momentum of game if you're Winnacunnet. If you're Londonderry, you want to keep making these physical offensive line work down the field to keep this crowd. The student body of Londonderry is wild into this game right now.
Throw on first down. Coleman's got it again. Catch complete along the sideline. He steps out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So Drew Heenan, cock back, fires, and connects again with Coleman. Not from 62 this time, but a good 29-yard pickup and a first down for Londonderry.
Yeah, same thing. He's going to open it up. He's going to allow Heenan to do what he's done all year for this team, Nick.
Meanwhile, pace picking up as well. Londonderry ready to go on 1st and 10. Heenan, designed run left side, runs into trouble at about the 25-yard line. I thought they said he stepped out at the 20. My mistake. They backed it up to the 26.
26, yep.
And pick up a yard there on the run to set up 2nd down and 9 now from the 25-yard line.
Well, one of the things you're seeing here, Nick, is the pocket that's being provided for Heenan, Nick, on these pass plays. Both of them there were just fabulous from Londonderry's point of view. They've got a nice, they're pushing the defensive tackles outside and giving him great vision down the field.
2nd and 9. Austin slicing right side. Going to be tackled just shy of the 20. Pretty good chunk there, though. 4, maybe 5 yards. Capizzuto and company were there. LeBron Miller, the defensive tackle, credited with the stop. So 3rd down and 5. After a 4-yard gain, leaves them just outside the 20-yard line, trying to get back in the red zone here. 7-7. Winnacunnet's defense looking for a boost from the crowd. They're on their feet, stomping on the bleachers, again chanting defense.
Yeah, both of these programs have great fans on both sides here.
3rd down and 5. Heenan from the gun. Fakes the pitch. Tuck and run right side. He's got the first down. Going to rumble his way down inside the 15 before finally being taken down at the 12-yard line. Zach Fredericks ultimately with the tackle, but Londonderry's got a 1st and 10 coming up from the 12-yard line.
Watch Drew Heenan do a great job of faking the pass here, Nick. If we can get a quick replay. Looks like it's a little late now. Here we go, really quick. Watch Heenan drop back. Then he comes up. He just reads the hole so well.
The junior has run well this afternoon. Right side, touchdown run.
Great blocking scheme right there.
Jake Sheena, the sophomore, with a big hole right side, and Londonderry's got the lead for the first time this afternoon. It comes with 5 minutes gone by in this third quarter. A 12-yard touchdown run
untouched
by Jake Sheena makes it 13-7.
Untouched. Watch the right side offensive play here, Nick. This is well done. If we can get it. Here we go. Look at the offensive play. Look at the pull ahead. Great seal inside. Never touched.
Meanwhile, extra point up and good. Dylan Risley right down the middle. 14 points in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. Has got Londonderry out in front. And now for the first time this afternoon, Winnacunnet going to have to play from behind here as we approach the midway point third quarter.
Yeah, there's a momentum change that's taking place, Nick. All fired up by that first throw by Heenan. You know, when you look at on the defensive side of the ball for Londonderry, the Lancers have Riley Bowles. On the offensive side, there's no doubt who is the emotional leader on offense, and it's Drew Heenan, and he likes to take it into his own hands. He says, give me the opportunity for me to help my team, and we've just watched him week after week, Nick. He's cool. He doesn't seem to let the emotions or the drama in a game affect him. He's just all business all the time. I've never seen a quarterback that loves to get hit like he does, and boy, that's paid off for him today because he's racking up some yards and some passing yards now with those two connections.
A 62-yard strike from Heenan to Coleman. And then a big 29-yard hookup on that drive, set up the 12-yard touchdown run by Jake Sheena. Meanwhile, Winnacunnet's Jacob Gould across the 25 on the kick return. So they stepped out at the 25, so that is where the Warriors will begin 1st and 10 here, again trailing for the first time this afternoon, 14-7.
One of the hard mental things when you were in a game coming out just minutes ago, 7-0 lead, now you're down to 14-7. That emotionally can get into you. They need something right now that gets them back in the flow of what they do. But stop worrying about the score, and not that they are. I'm just saying you can't worry about the score. You've got to do what you do best here and work the ball down the field their way.
Well, they had a 3-and-out on their lone possession of the second half.
It's hard to do, though, when you are ahead and then suddenly you're down.
First things first, got to get the first down.
You're darn right. That's exactly it, little by little.
You go up the middle. That's Alkire across the 30, up to the 31.
Actually, what was that, Alkire, or was that... yeah, I guess it was. You're right. That wasn't McCann. He was right next to him. Looks like McCann was lead blocking. Yeah, you're right. Boy, Nick, he got through the hole quick.
Pemberton on the tackle.
But that's what the Warriors have to work back, is this slow, methodical, steady workmanship down the field to change the pace of the game back to where they had it before. But Londonderry's fired up.
Four-man front, Londonderry showing blitz on that outside edge. Two receivers right side. Again a dive on second down. Not going to get much. That was McCann, and he was planted as soon as he went through the hole. Pedrick, another tackle for Londonderry. Number 25 in white has been a ball hawk this afternoon.
He sure has. I'm really interested to watch this adjustment with moving Miley outside there. Actually, now they got Ramshaw. Looks like Ramshaw's choosing the side of wherever the back is on.
Yeah, he's standing up across the tight end right now on the far side. Meanwhile, 3rd down and 2. Winnacunnet got a pitch to the outside. McCann has got the first down. Needed the 35. I think he got the 36 before he was brought down by Pedrick along the sideline. That's a big Winnacunnet first down.
Yeah, Coach Francoeur is more than happy to move the ball this way, take time off the clock. His number one job is get this game, his players to get this game back to even. But Londonderry is very motivated, Nick, right now, and their crowd is really into the game. What they need, what Warriors need is a little break here, something to break for that, go their way, get their crowd back into it.
Got the first down. That quieted the Lancers.
That doesn't help.
Faithful for the moment.
Absolutely.
Past the midway point, third quarter, coming up in 5 minutes to go. 1st and 10. Tully, play action. Throws over the middle. Got Fredericks. Wrestles it away at the 50. Inside the 40. Foot race at the 30. And is tracked down from behind at about the 25-yard line. Tackle made by Hayden Austin, but another big pickup there for the Warriors. It goes for 28 and a first down.
We just talked about that for the play, Nick. They need to get something to get this crowd back in the game. They've done it right there.
Great pass.
Great pass by Tilly at the right time of the game.
Put it in the right spot where only his guy could get it. Risley was all over his back. But again, able to lead the big tight end and shows those flashy hands. His second grab. And a big one there for Winnacunnet. Knocking on the door of the red zone. 1st down and 10 inside of 5 minutes, third quarter. Lancers trying to tighten the screws here defensively. Winnacunnet going to get back inside the 20 with an up-the-middle run from McCann. Give it a twist and turn down to about the 16-yard line. Pick up a 6 on 1st down and a 2nd and 4 on the way.
What really I like about this game is the poise that these young men are showing out in the field, Nick, that they refuse to mentally allow themselves to give in and give up is what you want to instill. That's what high school football is all about. And you're seeing some guys out there that are giving it up for their teammates. I love to see that because that's the kind of people we're raising here playing football. I love what I'm seeing.
Well, there's no tomorrow for these seniors. Playing in their final game for sure. A lot of seniors on the field both ways. Meanwhile, that's Capizzuto on a dive. Able to carry a couple of defenders with him down inside the 10-yard line. They'll spot him just inside the 9-yard line of first down.
There's nothing like seeing an athlete say, we are going to impose our will on you. Both of these teams are playing back and forth with that emotional advantage. And it's just good stuff to watch. What an entertaining game this is.
5 different running backs, including the quarterback, have run the ball this afternoon for Winnacunnet. Been the style all season under Coach Francoeur, keeping fresh legs in the game, carrying the ball.
Good point, Nick.
Inside the 10, a 1st and goal. Left side, breaking 1, breaking 2, and then breaking the goal line for a touchdown.
Love these two teams.
A strong run by the senior, Tucker McCann. He's been the go-to back for Coach Francoeur all year. They go to him there, and now the Warriors a chance to tie the game, trailing by just a point, 14-13.
Both of these teams taking on the culture of the organization. that brought them here, and they're putting it together on the field, Nick. The physicality going on in the trenches right now is as good as I've seen in high school football all year long, Nick. We've done a lot of games, but the trenches are just exciting to watch.
Eaton's extra point up and good, and we're tied at 14.
It's almost like a sword fight, Nick. You've got both teams with tactical skills that they have, putting them to use, play after play after play. Something's going to give here one way or the other, but right now we're tied. We got, 15 minutes and 24 seconds of some great championship football left in Division I.
3:24 to go here in the third, 14-14. If you're just joining us, a 7-0 lead.
Stay with us.
Was on the board at halftime. Winnacunnet, a 1-yard touchdown run from their quarterback, Kyle Tilley, was the difference through 2 quarters. However, the offenses have come to life in this third quarter. A 62-yard hookup from Heenan to Coleman tied the game at 7. Londonderry took their first lead on a 12-yard run by the sophomore Jake Sheena. 14-7 at that point, and then Winnacunnet, less than 4 minutes later, able to come back with a 9-yard touchdown run by Tucker McCann. And we're exactly where we started. Tie game here, 14-14.
And the Warrior faithful are back into the game, Nick. They're emotionally back into the game. These are 2 great crowds here today.
Kick off the right foot of Noah Molnar, one of 2 kickers on the Winnacunnet roster. They're going to kick it out of bounds same way they started the second half.
I think Coach Francoeur would take it to the 50 if he had to, if that was where they put it. He just does not want one of those talented Lancer runners running back, and he's right to think that way because their special teams, that being the Lancers, has done a terrific job breaking games open. And Coach Francoeur believes in his defense, and he's going to stick with them and say no matter where you are, but here we are at the 35-yard line.
Coach Lozon says, okay, we'll take it at the 35.
Yep.
And he's going to bring his junior quarterback, Drew Heenan, back onto the field.
And you saw Coach Lozon do that last week against Salem with arguably one of the best 1-2 punch kick returners teams in the whole state.
Yeah, that'd be Salem with
Ehlers and McDonald.
Their 2 stars, seniors, held in check last week in the semifinal. Handoff on 1st and 10. Sheena not going to go anywhere. Capizzuto and company right there to meet him.
6'6" there.
That's Zach Fredericks. Oh, sorry, that's Jake Fredericks.
Jake Fredericks.
Junior.
Just a junior.
He'll be back next year. And
boy, when he grows up, he's going to be something. He's something right now.
It's a scary thought. He's one of their bigger players right now at 6'2", 255.
Yeah, he's causing... he's causing double team in every play, and he's winning half of those battles, Nick.
Again, the Warrior fans awake now, chanting defense here on the near sideline. Londonderry slowing the pace up here as we move inside of 3 minutes. No gain on that first down carry, a 2nd and 10. Heenan barking out instructions out of the pistol.
I can't believe they're playing cover 3 here, Nick. I expected 2 safeties back there.
3-step drop, they're going to throw. Deep down the left side, incomplete. Trying to find Coleman, who had the step on the defensive back, Connor Fenlon. Heenan overshoots him a little bit. Now a 3rd and 10 coming up.
When you're in this situation, I know it's tie score and they're not ahead, so that's a good point. But Coach Francoeur trusts his cornerback so much on a one-on-one matchup that he's going to continue to hang with that. And pretty good job there, but he did have separation. Heenan, I thought, threw a pretty good lead pass, a couple feet less. That might have been another deep reception.
Coleman almost with another grab. How about 2 catches, 97 yards in his third quarter alone?
And the times in which they happened were just
big.
as incredible.
All right, 3rd and 10.
Well, we tell all the time, I talk about this. As a receiver, you got to believe your quarterback's going to get it there and do your job. Don't guess how far he can throw it.
Heenan, 4-man rush, cocked back, fire. That's caught again by Fenlon this time. Trevor Weinman, 6'2" receiver, able to leap and pull that one in. Took a hard hit on his way down to the turf inside the Warrior 40. And is a little slow to get up. Now going to hobble his way back to the huddle.
He is not going to go off the field. They may make him come off.
Another 3rd and long conversion, though, for Londonderry through the air.
Yeah, let's get it clear right now. When you look at this play calling right now, Coach Lozon says, look, we're going to pass the ball. We're going to do what we like to do in these situations. Coach Francoeur more than happy to settle with a ground and pound running game down the field and then play action pass out of that. Now these are more the typical styles that we've seen throughout the year, Nick.
Right.
We're more of a spready type offense with Coach Lozon.
More pass attempts in this third quarter unofficially than in the first half for Londonderry. Inside of 2 minutes, third quarter, tied at 14. First and 10 from the Warrior 40. Lancers on the move, right to left. Wyman in motion. Pitch, left side. Sheena with room. 35, spin move at the 34, and driven down at about the 32-yard line.
A great open field tackle there by 24.
That's Alkire.
Alkire, what a great job stopping him on the spot. No more yards after the initial contact. That's the kind of defensive plays.
Good block by Ramshaw, too.
Ramshaw. He does it all. Unselfish player. Got all the gifts in the world, and he likes to master everything. He's been a big part of this Londonderry program.
All right, second down and 4. Salcido in motion, snap taken, Heenan, going to throw down the seam. He's got Coleman in the end zone. Touchdown, Londonderry.
Unbelievable.
A 35-yard touchdown this time. Second of the quarter for Coleman, who is now over 100 yards. And again, Londonderry has taken the lead with just over a minute to go in this third quarter, 20-14.
This is the problem when you got one safety back there, Nick. You're not running a cover 2, you're running a cover 3. It's a man-on-man matchup, and these Londonderry receivers are running terrific routes, and they're believing that Drew Heenan is going to get there. And that is quite a pass there.
Extra point up and good. And the Lancers once again take a 7-point lead. All 21 of their points have come in this third quarter. 2 touchdown hookups from Drew Heenan to Andrew Coleman. As that combination, which was quiet in the first half, has come alive here in the third.
Your safety's gone. He's already gone over to the other side. And that leaves a one-on-one matchup between Connor Fenton and who was that, 11?
Coleman, Pete Fenlon there.
Yeah, but that's
the throw again on the money.
You
from
get
Heenan.
that inside deep seam like that, Nick. That's awful hard to cover as an individual one-on-one, and I think Coach Lozon seeing that one-on-one matchup, and he's gonna release Heenan to throw it. And boy, Heenan's delivering for him right now.
Heenan on fire. 2 touchdown passes in this third quarter.
This game's just going to run out of time, and somebody's going to be ahead and somebody's not. Or we could have a tie, for that matter.
Just over a minute to go. Boy, an overtime in a championship. That would be something. Risley's kick is end over end, handled on the run by Gould at the 11, up across the 20. A flag is on the play.
Going to be a hold on the Warriors.
Across the 25 and fights up to the 29-yard line.
Yeah,
maybe coming back.
They're going to call Owen Bateman on a hold there, Nick, and I did see that. It was quick, but you can't do that when you're on the. Here we go. We'll see it right here.
I think you called it. It's a hold.
Yeah, we're going to get a good shot here. Watch number 28 here, up there, right there.
Could have been 84 too on the.
Yeah, I think it was
right
28.
Side.
I think it was.
Maybe
it was 28 though.
Either way, it doesn't matter. It's going back inside the 15. No, inside the 17. So we're going to place it here. First and 10 coming up.
So if the
Winnacunnet at the 17. Meanwhile, Steve, Warriors' lack of field position starting to catch up to them. They've had 2 drives tonight start inside the 10-yard line, and this one starts inside the 20.
Yeah, unless there's some big play, we're going to go into the fourth quarter here, Nick, with them still having possession, unless something unique happens here. But Londonderry scoring in 2 to 3 minutes of possession.
Right sider on McCann on first and 10. Gonna spin his way at the 20.
Yeah, you said it right there, Nick. His spin move is as good as anybody's I've seen. Another good spin mover is number 8, Matthew Perrin from Londonderry. He spins extremely well, as do Drew Heenan for that matter. But that spin move is getting him two, sometimes 3-4 extra yards.
Risley met him at the edge, and Sampson finished him. In the end, it goes for 3, a 2nd and 7. Clock ticking now down to 30 seconds.
This game
remaining in this third quarter. Fast-moving contest here in Exeter.
It is now.
The 2021 NHIAA Division I Football Championship here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. They throw in the flat, complete. Gould makes Howner mess, and now he's off to the races.
He's gone!
Gould showing you the speed. One man to beat. And Risley tracks him down from behind inside the 15-yard line.
Well, if they don't score or kick a field goal, Nick, we're going to remember that play. That was an unbelievable defensive effort. Full sprawl at the end of that. I like the way Tilly threw that ball, Nick.
A 67-yard hookup from Tilly to Gould. Well, Gould scored a big touchdown.
What a
Steve, if
play.
you remember, a long touchdown on this field back in Week 4 when the Warriors beat the Blue Hawks in Exeter. He had a 91-yard touchdown.
I don't care who wins this game, Nick. I'll tell you one thing. Both of these teams have expended every bit they have in their quiver. They're giving it all out on the field, and both teams playing like champions today.
3 quarters in the books here in Exeter. The Division I championship up for grabs. Londonderry with a 21-14 lead. Winnacunnet knocking on the door when we come back. You are watching the 2021 NHIAA Division I football championship game right here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire in conjunction with the NFHS Network. There's Ryan Francoeur, head coach of the undefeated Winnacunnet Warriors, looking for their second championship in 5 seasons. They're going to have to do it from behind in this 4th quarter if they want to run the table and finish at 12-0. Londonderry, meanwhile, on the hunt for their second championship in 3 seasons. Shut out in the first half, the Lancers erupt for 21 third-quarter points and hold a 7-point lead as we begin things here in the 4th quarter. Warriors, though, on the march. 1st and 10, pitch right side. McCann trying to cut it upfield. Going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped at about the 12-yard line. Maybe got a yard. Riley Bowles,
unbelievable,
who has been outstanding all season long for Londonderry with another tackle. They're going to mark McCann at the 11-yard line.
Watch Riley Bowles track this down along with number 25.
That's Pedrick.
This is just great work. Ty Miles in it. Moving Ty Miles out there. Remember, this is a big man with a lot of speed, and he's going to take that off tackle. I like the strategy which Coach Lozon defensive group did with moving him out.
2nd down and 9. Tilley taking his time, now ready to go under center. 2 receivers left side. From the far hash, a dive play. It's Al Kyer, hit by Miles in the hole. Going to lean forward before being dropped by Samson Ware. Inside the 10, it looks like, at the 9-yard line.
Well,
3rd down and 5 now facing the Warriors. They trail a minute gone by. 4th quarter, 21-14.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, it's 21-14. Let's just say they get a yard, and you've got 4th and 5 or something like that, Nick. What do you do in that situation? My guess is Coach Francoeur will go for it, but let's see what they do here.
3rd and 5. McCann and Al Kyer in the backfield. Tilley under center. 5 linemen on the defensive side for Londonderry. Snap taken. Tilley keeps it himself. Going to pitch. Bateman dropped the ball, and Londonderry falls on it. Salcido recovers the fumble, and the Lancers have the football. Second takeaway by the defensive back, senior Anthony Salcido. He had an interception at the tail end of the first half, and here he pounces on the loose ball. As we take a look, Tilley's pitch a little bit behind John Brown III, who has been the 6th player out of the backfield to touch the ball this afternoon for Winnacunnet.
I'm trying to see if the pitch man was covered. Well, the pitch man was covered anyway. So
Salcido was right there, yeah.
Salcido was right there. Somebody's down. I don't know who it is. It looks to me like it's
one of the Warriors. That's
Dominic Gould.
That's Gould, the receiver.
Like. If it's 11 or 17.
No, it's Gould.
It's Gould. Yeah.
Gould, number 11. He's down at the 5-yard line and now receiving attention.
And he's really, his body's moved, but he hasn't moved that lower half of that. Well, looks like an injured leg right now.
He's sitting up.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't mean that. I'm meaning that.
He's talking with the athletic trainer. That's Catherine Van Wert.
He's getting
also
up.
The head coach, Ryan Francoeur.
Good to see.
Checking on his senior. So good to see. He's got his helmet back on. He's walking off the field. He's got a noticeable limp. But hopefully he can get back onto the field for the Warriors shortly. Minute and a half gone by. Fourth quarter. If you're just joining us, Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you. It's been a fun one here in Exeter.
I guess.
Just one score in the first half, a 1-yard touchdown that capped off the opening drive for Winnacunnet. Quarterback Kyle Tilley made it 7-0. And that's where we were at halftime. And a big explosion in the third quarter as Londonderry got on the board with a 62-yard strike from Drew Heenan
to
Andrew Coleman.
Apologize for that.
And then Londonderry, after forcing a 3-and-out, took the lead midway through the third quarter for the first time on a 12-yard touchdown run by sophomore Jake Sheena. Winnacunnet tied the game less than 4 minutes later on a 9-yard touchdown run by McCann. And then just before the end of the third quarter, Londonderry with another long hookup from Heenan to Coleman, this time from 35 yards out. And that's where we are here now, 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, 21-14 Londonderry.
Sorry, Nick, my headset went dead there for a second, and I just moved my mouthpiece, and it came back. So looks like a nice defensive play there, but I couldn't tell who was in on the tackle, Nick, but
it looked like a gang tackle, no gain the result. Yep. Second down and 10, and now Coach Lozon's going to slow it way down here. Londonderry, their style typically get to the line, get set, and then wait for instructions.
Without a doubt.
That seems to be the case here. Sheena is the tail and the pistol. Heenan's going to throw. Strike complete. That's Ramshaw. He's got a first down, and now a flag is thrown by the back judge at the tail end of the run.
I think it's going to be one of the other receivers, Nick, was blocking before the pass was received. I think that's what you're going to find. I could be wrong on that, but that's what I saw.
The play stands. It's a 15-yard pickup. But again, the officials, led by referee Paul Page, are talking about it.
Yep. I think that's what what they're discussing, Nick. Whether or not the blocker downfield, they're going to pick it up. Yep.
All right, so no penalty, no flag.
Yep.
And we've seen that throughout the season, the officials talking about it.
Yep.
And may or may not reverse the call after some conversation.
Absolutely. And that would fit into what I was saying there, because they think they felt, they got kind of had a conference and said, no, the block was good, was sound, and they picked it up.
Good piece of officiating.
Yep.
First and 10 for Londonderry from their own 25-yard line. Heenan fakes the pitch, goes up the middle, and has another first down. Hard running from the junior quarterback. Ball came out at the end, but they rule him down at the 38-yard line. So a good, solid 13-yard pickup on the ground for Drew Heenan.
Yeah, and Coach Lozon's going to go right back to the running game, short, high-percentage pass game, and be perfectly fine with ripping down the clock here or working the clock down.
Tackle made there by Kevin Tilley.
Yep.
Starting junior safety, of course, younger brother of the quarterback, senior Kyle Tilley. Been good all year, is really the last man standing back there for Winnacunnet.
Remember now, the Warriors they need time in the clock to score. They don't like being down in a situation. We really want to have plenty of time on here to operate that drive, Nick.
And Coach Lozon knows that.
Coach Lozon knows it. That's both of these coaches going to try to play to their strengths.
Trying to maximize the play clock. Handoff up the middle. Sheena on first and 10. The door is closed. Nowhere to go. Bateman wrestles him down. Forward progress. Got to mark him close to the 40-yard line. A gain of 1 in the end. A 2nd and 9 coming.
Somebody came up here, just blew up the play. 24 was into it. I think the initial. Yeah, that's good work. Good work. But, some of this is by design with Coach Lozon wanting to burn 40, 50 seconds off a play when he can.
And already 4 minutes gone by, fourth quarter.
Exactly, Nick. And he also, like we were just saying, that he knows that in order for Winnacunnet to work the ball down the field in their comfortable fashion, they need time on the clock.
Second down and 10. Winnacunnet bringing 4 on the heat. Heenan going to escape the pocket. Left side run. First down across midfield. Takes a hit and keeps on ticking. Bateman finally drags him down at the Warrior 46-yard line. A gain of 14 and a first down for the Lancers.
If we can get it, watch Matthew Perrin stick with his block on this play down. That's what opens up Heenan. Watch him. Watch Perrin.
Yep.
Boom. Hits the 24.
Alkire.
Matthew Alkire. And that's what opened up that big run for him. Those are the little things in the game that help you win championships.
Yeah, unselfish attitude from Perrin, who was a star with a couple of touchdowns throughout this postseason, but hasn't been asked to carry it too much tonight, but doesn't matter. He's going to throw a block for his guy downfield.
He'll do whatever he needs for his team.
Heenan going to throw on first and 10 down the sideline. Ramshaw, good adjustment, able to pull it in complete inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. The big 6'4" senior with a good overhead catch there for Londonderry.
Two things here. Ramshot, great job, great pattern. He's got great physical height to be able to get this. But how about that offensive line work and then Drew Heenan delivering? That's got all you need is one. He actually got two.
He got two.
But how about a great job by that offensive line, giving Heenan the time that he needs and a great pocket. Don't forget, he's not a tall guy, so he needs vision. He needs separation. He needs the Red Sea part of this so we can see, and they're doing it for him right now.
Yeah, listed at just 5'8". But he has looked good. A couple of rainbow throws, including that sideline shot there.
Yeah, he's just led his team all year. I mean, ever since he's come in.
Nearly 5 minutes in, fourth quarter. Oh, big hit. Wow. Look out. Jack McCann on the blitz.
Well, that's what I said.
Cuts down Heenan at the line of scrimmage.
So I said key to the game. One of them is should take somebody like McCann and spy on Heenan the whole game, because you got to shut him down, make somebody else. But Heenan's been able to run the ball pretty consistently through this game. I'd love to know what his yardage is.
He's done it with his arm. He's done it with his legs.
Yep, he sure has.
Had a big play run of 49 yards, a touchdown that seemingly sealed the deal last week.
Yep.
In the semifinal win over Salem.
Coach Francoeur walking the sideline, knows how important it is to make a stop here. It's down to 6:36 here.
Yeah, nearing the midway point, fourth quarter. Second down and 10. Londonderry approaching the red zone. There he is, Steve, the big man, and he's going to throw his weight around. Perrin. Surprisingly quick for his size, and then he finishes that run with the low shoulder at about the 18-yard line. So the Lancers are back in the red zone. A rare carry this afternoon by Matt Perrin.
I'll be honest with you, Nick. It might be worth a timeout here by Winnacunnet. These two plays are going to dictate a high percentage probability of the outcome of this game.
Lancers looking to push this to a 2-score lead. And we cross over the midway point, fourth quarter, inside of 6 minutes now remaining. Big third down and 6. Londonderry keeps it with Heenan, left side. He's inside the 15. He's fighting for that first down marker, but he's going to end up short.
Yep.
Couple of yards at least. Looks like a 4th and 2 coming. Jake Fredericks, last man up from the pile there for Winnacunnet on the stop.
You've got to have defensive precision here, Nick. This is a big play in this game.
4th and 1 officially.
Even if they don't score, Nick, if they get a first down, they can push it down.
Lancers may decide to kick this, Steve.
Yeah.
They're going to bring Risley on. He's 2 for 2 this afternoon on extra point tries. This field goal would be about
32.
A 32-yarder, yep.
But you got no wind, you got great field position conditions, and you got a good kicker.
From the far hash, the right footer. Coleman, the short-handed wide receiver on the hold. The kick is up, and good! Just over the crossbar. By about a foot, maybe. That one was coming down. The officials got a good look at it, about as close as you can call it. Just over the crossbar for 3 more.
It didn't look like that up here, but they're down there, sitting right underneath there. We're going to see here in a minute.
Londonderry's lead is now pushed to 10 for the first time at 24-14. We've got a 2-score game.
Here we go. It got some height, so it may be over.
It came down in a hurry. As it approached, and
it's over.
It's over. Yep.
Yeah, it's over. It didn't look. You saw the same thing. We looked at each other.
Tough to tell.
But those guys are right under it.
Yep.
And they call it. What a gutsy call there.
Just enough leg there from Risley with really not much to spare.
Yeah, but it's just special teams again. Special teams, Nick.
24-14.
For Londonderry,
Risley's been good all year.
Oh my gosh! It's just if they're special teams and be able to execute at the right times has been unbelievable. So that does change the picture. You have 5:02 left. You got to get down and get at least one kind of score, and then you're going to have to get the ball back, most likely on an onside kick. So Londonderry coming out with 24 points in the second half so far.
Risley's kick, going to kick it deep. It's going to angle towards the sideline, be kept in bounds, off the bounce by Gould, who's back on the field, by the way, after an apparent injury. He's across the 15 and swallowed up at about the 18-yard line as Pedrick makes another tackle for Londonderry. All right, so the Warriors, a perfect 11-0 coming into this afternoon. Had a couple of come-from-behind efforts already in this postseason. The quarterfinal win, they trailed against Goffstown. Same thing last week in the semis against Exeter. But now, Steve, down 10 with less than 5 minutes to go. Uncharted waters here for the Warriors.
Well, I can guarantee you nobody has put, can't guarantee, but I'll bet you that nobody has put up 24 points on Winnacunnet Warriors in essentially 16 minutes.
No.
That's not happened. This is amazing
Tough
job.
to score 24 on him in a full 48.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, the throw on the run on 1st and 10 is complete. Gould with the catch, Ramshaw with the tackle. It goes for about 9 yards up to the 29-yard line. Sets up a 2nd down and 1 as this clock continues to tick. Tilley going to get everybody to the line. Londonderry scrambling defensively to get some subs on the field, and the communication not great. That's going to force Coach Lozon to burn his first time out of this second half.
Yeah, but you're up 24-14, Nick. You can burn a timeout here. It's not a big deal from the Lancer side. But I think the thing he's upset about is he had to stop the clock running for the Warriors, and that's exactly plays against what his game plan is here, and that's why he was a little frustrated.
Again, just joining us, it's been a wild second half.
Wow.
Just one score combined in the first half, a 1-yard touchdown run by Kyle Tilley gave the Warriors the lead late in the first quarter. That lead held until halftime. Third quarter, Londonderry scores 14 points very quickly. Keenan to Coleman, a 62-yard touchdown hookup, tied the game, and then Jake Sheena gave the Lancers their first lead with a 12-yard touchdown run. Warriors responded a little over 3 minutes later with a 9-yard touchdown run by Tucker McCann to tie it at 14, but then Londonderry on the next drive with just over a minute to go in the third get another Heenan to Coleman hookup of 35 yards to make it 21-14, and then moments ago a 32-yard field goal by Dylan Risley gives Londonderry this current 24-14 advantage. Coming out of the timeout, Warriors keep it on the ground and don't get much. 2nd and 1 turns into 3rd and 1 here, just shy of the 30-yard line. Now under center, Tilley going to keep it himself and pick up the first down with a QB sneak.
Yeah, but they needed to hit that last play, Nick, to get that first down. I mean, arguably it's a good opportunity to look a little further down the field on a connection, too, with the defense coming up hard, but they've got the first down. So
Warriors racing the clock down to 4 minutes. 1st and 10, Tilley going to air it out down the field. Incomplete. Bateman lost track of it. And that one lands on the turf at about the Londonderry 35-yard line, so incomplete. And a 2nd and 10 coming. Clock stopped with an even 4 minutes remaining, fourth quarter.
Yeah, Tilley coming off the field, getting a new play with Coach Frank Orr. They really need to make some sort of they got to get across midfield here, Nick, pretty with 4 minutes left. You know, that field goal looms large now because, what Coach Lozon did is took that great defense of the Warriors away from being able to check into that 4th down and took the offense into their own hands.
2 receivers each side. Tilley keeps it himself on a right side run and is chopped down shy of the 40. Tackle from behind by Ramshaw.
Good if you had 8 minutes left, but you got 3:50, Nick.
They get a good amount of yards there, though, to set up a 3rd and 1.
Yep.
Again, clock moving. Coming up on 3.5 to go. Tilley against a 3-man rush. Run right side, hit by Ramshaw near the first down marker. At about the 42, he's got the Warrior first down. They'll freeze the clock for a moment while they reset the chains.
Now they're going to go hurry up now.
And Tilley ready to go here. Inside of 3.5 to go. Warriors trailing 24-14. Again, a 3-man rush. Again, Tilley looks to throw. It's over the middle and incomplete. Trying to find Gould, but 3 Londonderry defensive backs in the area.
Gould saying he was interfered with,
10.
Looking for a call, didn't get it. We're going to see it here.
It didn't look like much.
No.
The officials say play on.
No, he tripped. It was incidental. I didn't see any interference there.
2nd and 10. McCann, the lone back. Again, a 4-receiver set. Shotgun, Tilley. Under pressure, taken down by Riley Bowles. In the backfield, it's a yard loss.
Tale of 2 halves, Nick. First half, you've got Winnacunnet imposing their game plan on Londonderry.
Right.
This has been completely turned around, and this is Londonderry imposing their game plan, on the Warriors, and with the time clock working against them quickly.
Yeah, time and score. That means they got to abandon the run game and throw. This one down the sideline, incomplete.
Now they're down to their last down.
Broken up by Grady Darren. And now a 4th and 11 on the way. Trying to find Tate Goucher, the receiver.
And some first fans of the Winnacunnet beginning to file towards the exits. A little early yet.
Yeah, a little premature in my
opinion as well. But
inside of 3 minutes, Warriors need a conversion here on 4th and 11. They're going to spend a timeout. Coach Frank Gore saw something he didn't like.
Yeah. Well, I think the gravity of this play is probably what he didn't. Yeah, what he's looking at, making sure absolutely that they talk things over. Talk about the cadence, talk about nobody moving. Tell them if they're going to pass this ball, which they're probably going to. Make sure that the routes are done right. Make sure he talks to Tilly. All of those things that go into making sure that they don't make a mistake. Because for all intents and purposes, I think this is pretty much it right here.
Each team now with 2 timeouts. You're right. It's basically do or die here.
It's a 1-score, not so much, but it's a 2-score game.
So. Right. So each team with 2 timeouts remaining. And again, a 4th and 11 facing Winnacunnet. Coming up after the game, full recap here from Exeter. And an update on the Division II championship, as well as Pinkerton, the neutral site for the D2 matchup between Timberlane and Milford. All right,
Londonderry on their feet.
And 11. Both fan bases making noise. Warriors hoping to keep the drive and the season alive here. Tilly on a rollout left side, eyes downfield, throws on the move. Gould with a grab. It's complete. Inside the 40 and a first down for the Warriors.
And stops the clock.
Kevin Gould playing less than 100% too. He was nicked up earlier in this 4th quarter.
We said there's no way he's coming out of the game. If he can stand, he's going to be in. He's that kind of player.
Good throw off the back foot by Tilly as well. Yep. And then you see the elevation on the grab there for Gould.
Yeah, he knew he had a good matchup there on the defender.
2:43 to go. Tilly, 3 receivers right side, 1 to the left side. Going to roll right, under pressure, incomplete. Tried to dump it off in the backfield to Tucker McCann. Ramshaw right in his face to force the incompletion, 2nd down and 10.
Well, 22, George Eaton, Tucker McCann, he had the block outside. Tilly needs to step up in that situation, Nick. They're communicating now, but really Tilly's got to step up on that block outside and buy himself a little bit of time to either run it towards the sidelines or find someone downfield.
Easier said than done with the lengthy
I didn't say Colby it was
roll up Ramshaw in your face.
That's a fair point.
Wanted to get rid of it to avoid the sack. Incompletion stops the clock. 2:39, 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Look out! Bowles hits him from behind. That ball is on the ground. Miles and Pemberton converge for Londonderry. And the Lancers have the ball. The officials still talking it over. Referee Paul Page signaled initially Londonderry football.
Listen to that crowd.
The Lancers are celebrating on the sidelines, and I believe the Londonderry offense is set to take over. Winnacunnet protesting, but I think to no avail here. It is 1st and 10 coming up for Londonderry.
I didn't see any pass forward motion there, Nick. That was certainly looked like a fumble to me. And how about this Londonderry defense?
Well-timed blitz too, as again Bowles comes off the edge untouched on the blind side and bang.
Yeah.
Gets Tilly between the shoulder pads. The 3rd Winnacunnet turnover this afternoon.
Yeah, no forward motion there on the arm there, all Nick. That's clearly a fumble. Timeout Londonderry. Going to try to calm the team down. This is what a coach has got to do for his team, that you can't give any life back to these Warriors, even with 2:31 left, Nick. Yeah. Time to get the team off the field. Don't forget, we got 2:31 left. This game is not over.
No.
We can make it over if we do all the right things, but if you make a mistake, so you got to get your head about you, and we got to get the play in. Nobody going off sides. No need to make a bunch of yardage. You just got to burn the clock.
Meanwhile, the rest of the Fairweather fans starting to seek the exits for Winnacunnet.
Yeah.
With the writing on the wall, 2:31 to go here in the 4th quarter. Londonderry with the football and a 10-point lead on the board at 24-14.
But let's not take away from either one of these teams as people do file out. They have earned my respect beyond belief, both of these teams, Nick, with their journey throughout the year.
Absolutely.
But somebody has to win the game. That's what a championship's all about.
Yep. Heenan out of the pistol, 1st and 10. Londonderry going to run the football coming out of the timeout with senior Hayden Austin.
Yeah. With
two
hands
his
on the
back
football.
to the defense, protecting the ball up the middle. Going to cross down inside the 45 to the Warrior 44, and that is where Winnacunnet is going to call their second timeout. Try and stop this clock with 2:25 to go.
Now let's not underestimate the absolutely incredible job as the game wears down here that both of these coaches and staffs have done with both of these football teams. They've been an incredible ride. You got to realize that who they overcame. I mean, Winnacunnet. That Goffstown game was a barn burner that they had to come through.
Yep.
Coach Hammond from Goffstown had a heck of a job, a heck of a game plan on that one. Winnacunnet comes out. They play Exeter the next week there, and an incredibly solid Exeter Blue Hawk team come here. There's a lot to celebrate from both sides of these teams. But when you faced that Salem machine, the motion and the momentum that Salem had going, an incredibly well-coached football team, incredibly talented, and to go in there and play, to have Salem come into their town and on the rematch. I mean, this just what a journey this has been for both of these teams.
Meanwhile, Matt Jasper, the senior offensive lineman, taken off the play with an apparent ankle injury. They're checking him out on the Lancer sideline. Play continues. Heenan going to run up the middle. A rugged run that ends up at the 40-yard line. And now the Warriors have just used their third and final timeout here with 2:18 to go in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I just saw Zach Fredericks and Drew Heenan in a quick embrace there after Zach delivered a great hit on Heenan. Drew Heenan gets up and slaps Zach on the helmet and returns the favor. Some sportsmanship with imagine how these guys feeling and how they felt all week coming into this game,
right?
And to show that kind of quality. A lot of it has to do with the fact these are just two Titan teams, two fighters that have battled it out this whole game, given everything they have, and still show sportsmanship is something to be said.
Yeah, and there's Coach Francoeur.
What a terrific
who told
job.
us that earlier in the week he gathered his group and said he was proud of them.
Yep.
He loved them and made the point that it's easy to tell your guys after a win that you're proud, but before the game takes place, he wanted to send that message and said it was well received. Going to be tough for this Winnacunnet squad to swallow this one this afternoon. Had a 7-0 lead at halftime. Londonderry, meanwhile, on a 3rd and 2, hoping for the first down.
Yeah, Winnacunnet without any timeouts left now.
Warriors helpless to stop the clock at this point. First down, Londonderry.
Got a Lancer. We just saw the Lancer mascot on the camera there, and
they're getting ready to celebrate on the far sideline.
Yeah.
The student section, the parents, the band, they're all there. And, of course, everybody affiliated with the program, the players themselves. This is what they've worked for. It's going to be the second championship in just 3 seasons. Lancers did it in 2019, a perfect 12-0 season, led by Coach Lozon, and now 2 calendar years later, are going to get the job done again, this time over Winnacunnet in the finale, as we hit the 100-second mark here remaining in the football game. Looks like victory formation perhaps on the way.
One of my former...
Heenan's going to take a knee here.
One of my former players just came down, and another one of my... and his brother just came down, coaches of Londonderry, 2 terrific Clement boys. Very, very thrilled as they go out. Certainly can understand the work that all these staffs put in on both sides of the field as a Londonderry group. I never saw that Lancer mascot during the year, Nick. They brought him out for the...
He's over there in full shining armor.
Yeah.
Right in front of the student section.
So, what are we down to now?
Final minute,
yep,
50 seconds. Minute. And again, another knee expected from Heenan. So Coach Lozon became a head coach at the high school level at his alma mater, my alma mater, Manchester West. and now has turned Londonderry essentially into a year in and year out Division I powerhouse.
No doubt.
With their second championship in 3 seasons. This one coming via a 24-14 victory over Winnacunnet.
Great pictures, Craig and Kristen and John. Great pictures from the sidelines throughout this game.
Yeah, our camera crew right at ground zero, so to speak, getting ready for this championship celebration. Final 10 seconds. The Lancers are your 2021 NHIAA Division I football champions. They get it done on Championship Saturday by a final score of 24-14. They celebrate with the students and, more importantly, with each other and their coaches down on the field. A big second half ends up being the difference as the Lancers post all 24 of their points after halftime. They erase the 7-point Winnacunnet lead.
As Coach Lozon and Coach Francoeur brace each other together. What a pair of class acts they are. And, for Coach Francoeur, it's a lot harder to do what he's got to do at the end of this game because he really had a championship caliber team, but you could just see the quality men that these two guys are, and no wonder their team plays the way they do.
A hard-fought season comes to an end here for the Warriors. As again, a perfect 9-0 in the regular season. Impressive, gutsy wins over Goffstown and Exeter in the postseason. And unfortunately today, a 7-0 halftime lead is wiped off the board in the second half. And ultimately, the day belongs to the Londonderry Lancers. 1 loss during the regular season. It came in Week 8 at Salem. However, they got their revenge over the Blue Devils last week in the semifinals. And again, a big second half here this afternoon. Brings home the hardware.
What a
the
journey
second time in 3 seasons.
Yeah, that's a great picture of the sidelines of these guys together. John down there getting the feed.
Well, we'll step aside and come back.
There they are.
With
the Coach Lozon.
Yep.
Quick little tip of the hat there.
Yep.
You can't blame him for being excited. The game plans that these coaches have put together, but I've just never failed to be so appreciative of the game plans that he brings his team. That second half, we talked about adjustments, Nick. Who was going to make the adjustment? Not much of an adjustment difference needed to be made by Winnacunnet, Nick. They had their game plan was intact. What really happened is Coach Lozon came out the second half. We can talk about that at the end. Yeah. Coach Lozon came so with their game plan and their adjustments they made at halftime were the right ones to play to their strengths, to be able to eventually, relatively quickly, take the lead and hold that lead. The Warriors came up with a valiant effort to come back in the game, but the Lancers just kept on answering, and then that gutsy call for the field goal was really something.
Well, no more breaks here, Steve. We're going to keep it right here for the trophy presentation.
Great.
As Winnacunnet's going to get their runner-up medals first, and then the championship trophy will be presented to Londonderry. Jeff Collins, the NHIAA's executive director, is down at midfield, along with, of course, Bill Ball, the athletic director here in Exeter, who is also the Blue Hawks head football coach. So Winnacunnet, after really one of the best seasons in program history. Obviously, the undefeated 2017 team brought home the championship, but again, this is a group that has sophomores, if they're seniors, as sophomores 2 years ago went just 1-8.
Yep.
Rebounded well with a playoff appearance last year, and then were viewed widely as one of the favorites in Division I and became the favorite over the course of the season after racking up wins week after week, a 9-0 regular season, and then wins over Goffstown and Exeter in this playoff tournament put them in today's game. But we're going to remember this Winnacunnet group for a long time, a special senior class under head coach Ryan Francoeur.
Yeah, you could see last week that, if you had asked me 3 weeks ago, I would have come in with a favorite being Winnacunnet, my favorite coming in as far as to win the game. But after last week when I saw what the Londonderry Lancers did to that outstanding Salem Blue Devil team offense, Nick, offensive attack in particular, and just everything overall, you began to realize that this was going to be one heck of a game.
Right.
And it was hard to even figure who was going to come in and win this game. As it turned out, you could see. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that I think that Drew Heenan, if I had to pick anybody that was, Bowles and Heenan stand out, but Heenan to deliver those passes right on the money at the critical times. I got to tell you, he's been a special player in this game today.
Well,
and you can see him climbing that mountain every week.
Heenan came alive in the second half. Remember, Warriors struck first. Took the opening kickoff, went 70 yards down the field, took nearly 9 minutes, over 9 minutes off the clock, and punched in him with a 1-yard touchdown run from the senior quarterback, Kyle Tilley. That was it for the first half, as Winnacunnet controlled the clock for nearly 18 of the 24 first half minutes and held that 7-0 lead. However, Londonderry, just 90 seconds into the third quarter, get a big 62-yard touchdown hookup from Heenan to Andrew Coleman to tie the game at 7. Lancer defense forced a 3-and-out, got the ball back at midfield, and that set up the second touchdown of the frame, this one by sophomore Jake Sheena on a 12-yard touchdown that gave Londonderry their first lead at 14-7. Warriors, less than 4 minutes later, Tucker McCann gets in the end zone on a 9-yard scramble to make it a 14-14 tie yet again. And then, with just over minutes to go in the third, another Heenan to Coleman hookup from 35 yards out this time gave Londonderry a 21-14 lead. And then, with just over 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, a 32-yard field goal, just enough to cross over the crossbar for Londonderry's Dylan Risley, made it 24-14, and that is where we finish up. Lancers with a 10-point win here on Championship Saturday to wrap up the season with a final record of
I never heard of
11-1.
Championship Tuesday.
I haven't either.
Well, actually, no. College football used to be on Championship Tuesday nights, remember?
Well, I like it on Saturdays.
Yeah, me too.
That's the way I think it was intended to play. So 24-14 is the final, as there we get a look at the Lancers holding up the trophy, which is, of course, shaped like the great state of New Hampshire.
Like the old Granite State. And, they hand out 2 plaques in this game, one for the champion and one for the runner-up. And if there's ever been, in a game that I've watched, a good reason to have a runner-up trophy, it's this one with that Winnacunnet Warrior program. Because it's a shame anybody had to lose this game. These are storied seasons by both of these teams. But well-deserved of that very close and tight runner-up, because this game was a battle in the trenches that I really enjoyed to watch.
Yeah, it was.
Very entertaining.
Very good game. And again, Londonderry ultimately able to bring home the bacon for the second time in 3 seasons. Steve, your final thoughts on what we saw here this afternoon in this Division I championship?
Well, a couple things. Number one, I think that it was who was going to impose their will at the end of the game was going to win this, and I think that panned itself out. When we talked about our keys to the game, one of the things that I thought would be really beneficial. It's easy to look back, but having someone spy like a Jack McCann on Heenan the whole game, forcing someone else to get it done. But Londonderry just did a terrific job of blocking for him when they needed it in the second half. There's so many things that you could talk about the Londonderry team and of what they did in the second half. I felt as though when Winnacunnet went into the clubhouse, that they had a pretty darn good momentum going and really went. But Coach Lozon just seems to have that ability to be able to change direction on the fly, and that can't happen without a lot of preparation during the week and through the season to have a diversified offense, and that really carried out today. The last thing I'll say is that, I watch games and, that was good, that was great. These coaches, it's just, I feel these coaches just did a terrific job with these guys as far as if you look at the sportsmanship on the field, the whole body, mind, and spirit trio is really so important to develop in student athletes, and both of these coaches exemplify that. I guarantee you that Coach Lozon would have been just as complimentary of Coach Francoeur if it went the other way, and that just speaks to volumes the way these kids play. But Riley Bowles and Drew Heenan in this particular game, as well as so many other times throughout the year, just really stood out today, especially well, and I think they're a big factor in leading the Londonderry Lancers to a championship this year.
All right, that just about does it for us and our crew here on Championship Saturday. I want to thank Coach Ball and his staff here at Exeter for always making room for us up here in the press box. We appreciate Coach and his staff consistently treating us well.
Who also had an incredible journey this year with a great football team.
Exeter just coming up short last weekend in the semifinals, but we appreciate Coach's hospitality this afternoon. I want to thank our friends at the NFHS Network, Don Boyle and his crew, always doing a great job delivering these championship events, and we appreciate that partnership moving forward with us here at Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. And speaking of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, our crew all season long working hard behind the scenes to make these broadcasts a reality. Our three-headed monster, so to speak, behind the camera lens. Of course, Kristen Beals, Craig Incardoni, and John Barron doing a fantastic bang-up job again today.
John, I think, was here about 9:30, 10, setting things up. He is amazing.
Never too early for John. He's Johnny on the spot. And then, of course, the man that puts it all together, the man behind the curtain, Director Ben Beals, back in our Beals Insurance Studios. For my partner, executive producer, Steve Beals, my name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time, Londonderry 24, Winnacunnet 14. This has been a presentation of the 2021 NHIAA Division I Football Championship here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network. So long, everyone.